that mean?
You know what that means.
Joe Biden?
You want to air it? You say it.
Is it? It says we the people. Joe Biden.
That's what it says. If you can read it, can you read it?
I guess so, but you're.
Then you can figure it out, right?
So are you?
Smart guy.
Are you part of We the People?
I am part of We the People. Yes, I'm an American.
So We the People. Joe Biden.
Coming from a galaxy near you, this is Brothers in Booze. And here are your hosts, Greg Washington and Doug Ziegler.
We the people, fuck Joe Biden.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's doing that. I like how the people just don't even get that. So.
Welcome to Brothers in Booze. I'm not sure what to say, but I'm never sure what to say with the Good Liars. Shout out to them. I checked them on social media, and they're actually doing kind of like a tour and stuff. So going around and talking to, them.
I do.
Y'all, it says that we have no people watching, which is never happened.
But that's because we got a bunch
also
of
let me finish, please. Seriously, I was just talking on the screen, buddy. That's because it doesn't look like it's going to Facebook. So, not sure. It's funny too, because I just told Matt Strain that we had no issues with StreamYard ever. But Doug, it doesn't look like it's a StreamYard issue. It looks like it's a Facebook issue.
That looks like it to me too.
You know what? Facebook is an issue. But what's not an issue is what you're drinking.
All right. So I'm going to start with one you had. Yeah.
Or is it an issue?
No.
We're going to find out.
Yeah. So this is one I had given you. This is a Honey Bear India Pale Ale. So no, not your jam or not a problem.
No, nothing. I don't know. I'm just saying no. I'm just being outwardly defiant.
Okay. Well, put it in my fancy IPA glass.
You should be able to relate to that.
Yes, very much so.
Mm-hmm. You have a lot of people around you who are outwardly defiant.
Fair point.
I speak from experience too. Anyway, what you got?
So what I like about this is just the honey in it with the IPA. I just like that flavor with it. So
too sweet?
No. Actually, it's a little sweetness with the hoppiness. So it's a nice little combo. So it's very drinkable, and it's 7%, which is kind of high, but for an IPA. But that's not a double IPA. But yeah.
Hey, real quick, are you on Facebook? Do you see it there?
Yes, I am. So I'm looking to see if it's streaming out there yet. It says it's not, but we'll keep trying.
All right. Well, actually, here we can entertain ourselves a little bit here while I try to get that going. Let's see here if I can. No. Okay. Let's see here. Let's see if I can do something here to
IT support on the fly, baby.
Yeah, that's great. All right, let's see. Save. All right. Now let's see. If not, because many of our people that watch us show up from the group. So yeah, let's see if it'll work, Doug, and then we'll be ready to roll here. It's worth a try. Let's see what happens.
Hey, they checked. That's good news.
Let's see. Hi, y'all. We're here. Yeah. You know what else is here, Doug?
Yeah, what
this
you got,
lucky hair thing. Yeah, what's up?
No, that's from my neck of the woods.
Yeah, what you know about it? Because you gave it to me.
I didn't have any. I got you one of them.
Because that's my shit. Dry hop pilsners.
Yep, I knew it was up your alley.
It's nice. It's good. It's right up my stream, y'all. Thank you, Doug.
Yeah, man. I'm glad you like it.
Lucky hair. Yep. So, Doug, before we get to our guests, and hopefully some of our people will be strolled in here, because I still see no one's watching, even though someone just thumbs up. That was you. But you're watching. That's not what I'm looking for.
Yeah, I know.
I don't need you to be watching at this point.
Damn it.
What the hell? Anyway, let's see here. Let's see. It's up now. Okay. All right. Okay, so what's this? Do I have a graphic for this? I should, right?
I sent you one.
Yeah, I know. Now, did I execute it? We'll see.
Well,
yeah,
we shall
did.
see. We shall see.
Yes. So yeah, I got it right here. So Doug, you do the honors.
Sure. So I guess we've had on a couple of times. Vernon Gibbs has just got a hardcover publishing deal for his children's book, I'm Dreaming of a Brown Christmas. So that's big news. That's not an easy thing to do, to just get a publishing deal for hardcover stuff. A lot of times, we think of the bigger authors getting, all kinds of, they start with the hardcover and they work to the paperback and blah, blah, blah. Audible, but this is something where it's actually starting out as a hardcover as a relatively unknown writer. So I just thought that was pretty cool. That's coming up here next week, actually, next Friday, I think. Next Friday it'll be out. So yeah, pre-order it. That always helps, because when people put books out, if you pre-order, it helps those books earn out. So it gives them a chance to actually write other books. So if you have young kids or not, or you just want to support Vernon, go ahead and order that on hardcover. They also have it in paperback, apparently, but they got the hardcover deal after the fact. So that's pretty cool.
I'm wondering, 9 used for only $1. That's interesting. But yeah, cool. Very cool. Representation matters.
Yep.
And yeah, I didn't really have many Black books when I was growing up. So Black or brown books. So that's really awesome. Past guest news. Thanks for digging that up, though.
Yeah.
Now we're going to debut real quick before we get to our guests, a new segment, y'all.
Uh-oh.
Yes, so this is from let me get here. This is from the BIB news desk, y'all. Yes. You hear people in the background working away.
Yep.
So we can have the best what the fuck news for y'all. This week's what the fuck news comes from Dateline, Nebraska. A car driving with a bull was pulled over by police in northeast Nebraska's biggest city. Don't worry, Doug. He didn't steer.
No.
He didn't steer. This is by, I'm reading from the AP. Josh Funk wrote a piece. Norfolk police said it didn't take long for officers to track down the modified Ford Crown Victoria sedan with a bull riding in it, shotgun, after 911 call, driving in the main highway, entering the city of roughly 24,000 2 Wednesdays ago, Doug. So I really, really like this story, but the best part about this story is, okay. Y'all can stop typing. We got the news. It's cool. This is what I love the most about the story, even though it's funny. I love this picture because look at the back there. You can tell that the bull has to the bathroom a little bit. Hey, when you gotta go, Doug. I mean, but look at this car. I mean, look at it, Doug. What do you got for this story?
It looks like a former cop car because it has the dial 911 on the back, and then the guy just kind of Mad Maxed it to make it compatible for his bull buddy, who decided to shit all over it. So, who amongst us has not wanted to take a dump on a cop car?
I love that. Now, full disclaimer, Doug had no idea what the news piece was this week. So it's very funny and it's cool. And what are y'all doing out there in Nebraska? I'm not sure. I don't know. What do you do with this guy? Do you give him a citation, Doug? I mean, what's going on?
My question would be: does any of that poop get inside the car? Because it's one thing to clean off the car outside. It is a total nother to have to clean it inside.
So thank y'all for the first installment of What the Fuck News.
That's going to have a lot of application going for it, I fear, as we get into the new election year coming up.
What the fuck? Dude? What the fuck? That's all I really got. So, Doug, also what I got is we have something fun coming up here on Sunday.
Yeah.
An annual thing that we do here, y'all. If y'all haven't heard about it, y'all haven't been around, but I'm telling you, it's the 40 for 40 race on Sunday. It's on a Sunday this year. It happens to be the first day of the NFL. It's a big day. As far as fall goes, people look forward to it. Even if you're not an NFL fan, it's still a big weekend. It's the first fall weekend. It's the first that like crisp. I just had to close that window, Doug. Again, some of our friends in California who we're about to talk to, I don't know if they understand the whole crisp fall thing, but we do, right, Doug? Was it crisp and fall-y in your area yet?
No, it's been 90 degrees all week.
Oh, it's coming.
Today it was like 80, like in the mid 80s. But
It'll be there.
it's supposed to be coming into the 70s this
Yeah.
coming weekend. So I'm looking forward to that because I do not do well in the heat, especially when it's really humid. That's not my jam.
Well, one of the things that's unique, I mean, I live literally thousands of miles away from you, but one of the things that's unique is that I get the weather before you do, so I
Yeah.
can say, "Yeah, Doug, it's coming." Well, yeah, Doug, it's coming. So it's really, really crisp today. It's cool. But on Sunday we have the 40 for 40 race. We'll get down to those details really, really quick. We're going to bring on the folks that help us do this wonderful charity event. But before we get to that, actually, I don't know if I'm not sure how we should do this. So we're gonna do a little stage direction right here.
Okay.
Actually, I have the video for the charities, or at least most of the charities that will be involved. So I was gonna play that and then bring up Berto and Lauren. I think that's the way I should do it.
Sure.
Sounds right, right? All right,
Yeah,
okay.
sounds good to me.
Okay, cool. So here is the premise, y'all, is that it's a race and everybody has a charity that they're racing for, and whoever quote wins the race, the majority of the funds go to their charity. Now here's the hitch, y'all can do all kinds of different ways to be involved. There's still a way for y'all to run if y'all would like to. If that's not the case, y'all can donate to just the race itself. There's a GoFundMe page we'll show later. You can donate to any individual, charity that you see here that you like on the side without even telling us and subverting the whole thing. You can donate to Doug or Berto, someone who's in the race. You can there's a whole bunch of things you can do, y'all. Berto will get down to it. But here's some of the charities that will be represented on Sunday. So it's fun, Doug, because it looks like there's a wide range of charities there for y'all to support, and hopefully that will get supported. Yeah, great role. Looks professional. Shit. That's high praise from professional graphic artist,
Yeah.
such as that guy.
Graphic design is his passion.
Yeah, I know. And for an amateur like me to pull that off, I'm pretty happy about myself.
Yeah.
Excellent.
You should be. That
And,
was very good.
Yeah, and you know why else I'm happy about myself? I try to do the segues pretty good, but half of them suck. But I try.
That's the charm
Okay?
of our show.
Right. But another reason I'm kind of proud of myself is because I actually made friends with this guy. And we've always told the story about how Berto and I met, and we were both like, who the fuck is this guy? So it's great that we actually are sitting here again years later, loving each other. What's up, Berto? How you doing?
I'm like mushrooms. It's like it's an acquired taste. Like the first time, maybe you're like, I don't like these. Maybe for years you're like, yeah, and then one day you turn 13 and you're like, mushrooms aren't so bad.
Well, I hate mushrooms and I love you, so I don't know where we're gonna go with that.
Hey,
but
Okay, well,
Can we also clarify which kind of mushrooms you're referring to? Because there's
I just meant like regular food mushrooms, Doug. Like, I don't know. I know I'm from Berkeley and everything, but we don't have to like
I figured we'd add. Maybe you cook with those kind of mushrooms. I bet you could.
a little pizza. I'll throw that down on a little pizza. You got to tell people about that. Otherwise, I think it's illegal. I don't know what else. I don't bourbon. What else is an acquired taste?
Scotch.
Blue cheese.
Oh my
Yeah.
God! We had to drink 40s and then run. That would be terrible.
I think that should be like our mid-year, like halfway to the next 40 for 40. We should do chug a 40 and then try to run 40 yards. And it's just whoever does it fastest and gets to the end.
And doesn't throw up because
I think maybe there can be points for different. There could be fastest chug, getting to the end first, and then you have to wait like 40 seconds and not throw up. 40 for 40, 40.
I'm not sure I'm down
40.
for that.
Did I tell you guys about the last time I drank a 40?
You may have, but do tell us again if we did hear.
I'll keep it short. I was in college, and we were sitting around like I was living with my high school friends. And we were like, man, I haven't had a 40 for a long time. I was probably like, I don't know, 23 or something, 24. I don't know. I haven't had it. We were all like, yeah, well, I can't remember. I probably haven't had a 40 since high school. And so we were, well, we should get 40s, which is like, that's never say that if you're over the age of like 19, right? Yeah, really terrible advice for like all around. But then we had to go like on a journey because where we lived in LA, there was like no store that sold 40s, right? So we ended up like at a Safeway, like miles and miles away, and we got 40s and we brought them back and we attempted to drink them. I don't know if anybody drank the whole thing, but I do know that when I woke up the next morning at 6 a.m. to go to work, it was like the worst I've ever felt. To that point.
Can't imagine why.
Like, it was awful. It was, yeah, no, don't drink 40s.
All right.
I still think this is a good idea though. The 40 for 40 mid-year extravaganza.
Okay.
I don't.
Okay. I'm a little less bullish on that idea.
I'm
but
surprised no one else is into this.
Yeah, and on that note, we're going to segue out of this real quick and welcome our friend who also puts a lot of work into this. Lauren is here, y'all. Y'all remember Lauren? If y'all don't, I don't know where you've been or why you wouldn't remember Lauren. Hi, Lauren.
Hey, what's up?
How you doing? Looks still sunny
good.
there. It's getting dark here.
I know.
This is not cool.
I'm from the past. It's fine.
Yes.
I was just telling Doug last week about time travel. I can't do that.
I got something for you later about that. So.
Lauren and I are still from dinner time.
Yeah.
That's where we're from.
What was dinner? Oh, forget it. Anyway, y'all, how you doing? Are we ready for Sunday? No.
As ready as we'll ever be.
Is Sunday going to happen? Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Berto, where we at? What you got to say? Lauren, where we at? If I go off screen, I'm just going to go get my other beer. So otherwise, yeah, what's going on, y'all?
Yeah, I will say that we are a little bit behind last year's pace, and both physically and preparation wise, and fundraising wise. But it's okay. It's okay because you know
Aw.
we're doing this for fun, and
Yeah.
I don't know about y'all, but this has been like a particularly oddly busy late part of summer for us and our family. Like we
Same.
were like basically none of us were home at the same time for most of August. I think I talked last time about my wife getting stranded in London because her passport, even though it was still good, wasn't good enough for Germany. So that was a whole adventure. And then I was out of town, and then we were
Dear
all out of town.
Germany.
And then we came back, and then we both work at the same university now, Tanisa and I. And so we had
Is that a new development?
it is a new development. So I was the deaf and hard of hearing services coordinator at my school, and I did that for exclusively for 11 months, and then I got promoted to associate director for disability services, and then I did both jobs for about 8 months, and then we hired someone to do my old job, and then that person, like the week before they were going to start, decided they weren't coming. And so they offered the job to the only other person who applied, who was my wife. And that's cool.
Very qualified as well, I'm sure.
Absolutely. But that's cool. But then because she started like July 3rd or something, and then was immediately
Oh.
gone almost for all but like a week and a half of the next 2 months on pre-planned vacations, right? So like she technically started, but didn't really have time to learn the job before it was like a week before school.
Excellent timing.
Yeah,
This is how life works
this
sometimes.
is just how it is, right? She could have started a month earlier if they hadn't wasted time with the other person. I'm just saying.
Yeah, fair point.
Yeah.
Ooh, speaking of dinner, my chicken parm is here.
Ooh.
But so it's been ridiculous because then the school starts, and this is my first fall in this role, and I like, and even the people who I like manage who have been there doing this for a long time are like, this is really wild. Like there's way more like students just showing up and needing things that we didn't know they needed, and wanting to change things and wanting things right away, and like we do our best, obviously, to accommodate everyone as quickly as possible, but disability services does not move at the speed of right away. Unfortunately, it's a process that takes a couple weeks. So, like, if you show up and you didn't tell us you were coming, and you're like last year, we had a wonderful student who I adore, who's awesome, but he did show up the first day of classes, and just go, "There's no interpreter in my morning class." I'm like, "Who are you?" Like,
Hey, why is this not doing it?
like, well, is there going to be an interpreter in my afternoon class? Like, who are you? Like, what is your class? Like, there's a process. You have to tell us who you are and your schedule, et cetera, et cetera. So like things like that are like, it's like 10 times that right now. So anyway, it's been wild. And
Yeah.
so like, honestly, I haven't been able to like do the social media I did last year. I haven't been able to like put the organization in I did last year. And I think it's the same for all of us, but
Yeah.
the lucky thing is we do this for fun, and we do this for a good cause, and it's not like we're messing up like the Susan G. Komen Race for the Cure or something. Like this is a small thing, and it's us doing it with our community to have a good time. So you know what? We're not as prepared, but it's still going to happen, and we're still going to have a great time, and we're still going to raise money for charity, and we're still going to do it next year. So, you know, like
We
whatever.
will not be deterred.
No, absolutely. I will keep doing this until it's just me, just yelling about it on a street corner with a cardboard sign, and like walking my jar of coins down to the food bank. That'll be like, and I'll be like 80. It'll be the 80 for 20 because I won't be able to go 40 anymore.
I mean, splitting the difference really works out, like
It's the
double and
same,
half, like
40
it's in
for
there
40
somewhere.
and then
Yeah.
80 and 20. Yeah,
Yeah.
like
It
yeah.
really
Yeah.
just balances out in the end.
It could be
Right.
80 for 80, and the 80 is 80 feet.
Oh, it's true. You could change the units. Definitely possible.
The units.
The units.
Absolutely. So that was sort of the long thing. I think the question was, how are we doing? I don't know. We're
doing
it though. We're doing it. We're gonna have the live stream. We are encouraging the runners. It's the one thing that we don't have is the timing for all the runners, which makes the live stream a little tough. I think JHG is going to go. I think at this point first.
He went first last year, I think, too.
Yeah, 10:30
Yeah, it's a live
Eastern.
one.
He wants to set the tone.
That's right. He's got to set the bar, and I think he was third last year, right? So we actually did have to get like he was ahead to start because he was first, and there was no one else. There it is.
There we go, right there.
So there was no one else, and so yeah, everyone else had to try to match that. So and he remained in first for a good long time.
It's true.
But this year, I think what's gonna be great about it is first of all, we're gonna have Doug, I think, for the whole time.
Yep.
Last
year was just, I can't. It was something with one of my kids that I couldn't miss, and it was a bummer. I was bummed, but like I did show up in an outfit to start, so at least I was there
beautiful.
for that.
Started us off strong and then had to bow out partway through, but we've got you the whole time.
We have one of our repeat runners is now in surrogacy pregnancy, but is still going to run. I believe while at choir practice in the parking lot of the church. So I'm hoping there will be a crowd there to cheer her on.
Or like sing background or something.
That would be awesome.
That would be good.
Gospel situation.
Can they do like the Chariots of Fire thing?
I mean, part of me is like, yes, like, will we get flagged? Who knows? But it might be worth it.
But if they're singing it, like, I don't know if they're going to pick up singing.
Like the pacing, like if they pace it slightly different.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know, like not 4/4 time or whatever music things.
If they're going to do an instrumental, they should do something like the Knight Rider theme or Axel F. It's something where it's like this weird beat. do 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 do. Sorry, that's just dumb me.
No, I like this idea of just like even if it's not like singing, if it's like a cappella choir background theme music.
Yeah. Axel's theme would actually be great. I hope you're watching and you can help get this done with the choir.
You have 2 days. You have a day and a half to figure it out.
Just send them an email. People love singing. Choir people love being goofy and showy. That's why they're in the choir. Even though you're not supposed to clap. I realized I was like so bad the first time I went to church. They like would do a hymn, they'd sing. I'd be like, yeah, woo! And they're like, stop. We don't clap. It's for God. It's not for you. Well, okay, sorry. Jeez. Yeah.
You're ruining the flow.
I would I need to go to like one of those churches where they like scream and clap and like because I went to Episcopal churches. You just sit there and then you stand up and then you sit down and then you stand up and then you sit down, but all in unison,
Oh.
Yeah. And everyone knows when to I didn't know when to stand up. I was like Mr. Bean. I'm like looking around like it's time that now we stand up. So
maybe you would at least hit your like watch stand goals and then it'll be silent and then your watch will ding and congratulate you. And they're like, no, nobody clap, nobody will celebrate anything.
Hey, you know what we didn't ask? What are you drinking, Lauren?
Oh. Also, is Roberto drinking? I'm drinking. Okay, so
nobody asked me yet, so I've been waiting.
You can go next.
Okay.
I'm drinking.
I dropped the ball on both of you, so that's my fault.
It's cool. We're all behind on everything right now this time of year. It's just on brand. We are on top of the sound effect.
Our producer in the background who's staying off camera.
Producing so well. It's going great. Oh my God.
Hey, if this was me doing it, it would be 10 times worse. I promise you. Greg's awesome at this.
Whatever happens, it will happen. Whatever way it's going to happen. I have hard alcohol this time because
Oh,
I was not prepared, and this is what I had. So, in the sense of current-esque events and 4440, I have a Kaloa rum. It is from Hawaii. It's
Oh.
also 40 proof, so 4440-esque related.
wow! Look at you going themey.
Thematic. Because just things happen and then still need help, like Maui or other donation fundraiser things that they're doing good but also still need help. So 40 for 40, everyone. Cheers. That's what I've got for now, but I have
Cheers.
other options for later.
So, what are you drinking, Roberto?
Okay, I'm gonna reach into the cooler.
Since I missed it, damn it.
I'm gonna reach into the cooler and just see. I have 3
Ooh,
beers
it's a
here that I picked up.
mystery.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna see which one I get. I'm just gonna figure it out.
You're just kind of freaking Russian roulette it.
Yeah,
I mean, he knows what's in there unless it's like
I know
a Mary
the 3.
Poppins
I know
bag.
what the 3 are. Right?
But which order?
It's not like a pocket dimension full of random beers. It's not.
That would be great.
That would be awesome. Do you remember Popples? I'm just gonna throw it back to the syndicated toy-based cartoons of the early '80s. But Popples were like stuffed animals.
So on top. What? How many? I am not prepared.
But Popples were. Let's see if I can find a picture of Popples. They were like these stuffed animals that had like a little pouch, right? But you could like roll them into the pouch and make them into like a little ball. But on the TV show, the pouch was like the purse that went into another dimension that you could just like pull anything out of.
I'm not familiar with this, but since
I
you
don't
don't have that,
you're not 40. That's the thing.
This is true. I haven't reached the age
You're not.
limit.
Yeah, you're not old enough. Okay.
But what do you have that's not out of a pocket dimension?
Yes. This is a How's It Punch. It is not a punch.
Ooh.
It's a sour ale with a bunch of fruit in it.
Also a Hawaii vibe.
Yeah, it's also kind of a tropical, right? Alvarado Street Brewery. I picked this one up because Tanisa and I played hooky. No one from work's watching, I don't think. Tanisa and I played. We had to take Yoshiko to dance class, and it's like late. It's like late in the day, almost 5 o'clock. And we were like, we have our phones, we have Teams and email, and like we're just gonna go and we're gonna sit and we're gonna just have a little beer at the end of the day while the kid's in dance class. And this is the one Tanisa had, so I brought it home because she liked it.
Okay.
There's Kel. Kel is watching, and Kel loved the Popple. Kel, you've got to get the choir to sing while you do your run
as a support soundtrack.
Yeah.
Please choose appropriate music.
Of course, now I'm thinking about like terrible things. Like, do you guys remember Stand By Me? And he's telling the story. He's telling the story about Lardass. Mm-hmm. And when he's walking across the stage, the people in the audience are going creak, creak.
Oh
creak.
no.
So Kel being very pregnant, maybe they could do like a whump whump, or I don't know. There's a
sound effects or soundtrack,
like a Jurassic Park.
Okay.
All right. Maybe they could do Jurassic Park. What was the theme from Jurassic Park?
Oh my god! Yes, thank God. Oh my god!
I couldn't remember it either.
A note, and then my brain got stuck, and I was like,
I'm just remembering seeing the Brontosaurus like for the first time. I was in 10th grade, and it was like, and you're like, oh my god, this is amazing! And you watch it now, and you're like, is that claymation? This is so bad. Like, this is really good though. If you like,
I was gonna say, how actually is it?
If you like a sour and if you like fruit in your beer, which are things that I don't always go for, this is actually really good. It's like light and crisp, and it's not too sour, and it's not too like the fruit isn't too heavy. It's just kind of sitting there. It's almost like an actual sangria or something that just is like has fruit in it. It's good. It's got a body to it too, right? So it's not like you're drinking it, right? It's not just like meh. I don't know. It's like a weird fruit liquid in my mouth. Like it actually has some body to it. It's very tasty. And I would say on a hot day, especially if you're at a barbecue, maybe you're at a luau, something you're eating something with pineapple. This would be a great compliment to that. Little roast pig, little Yeah, that'd be good.
That sounds very tasty. I may have to keep a lookout for that. Also, fruit liquid would fruit liquid just be like applesauce?
Maybe, I don't know. Like I had,
Yeah.
so we went camping and Tanisa brought these like Topo Chico hard seltzers, and that's just
Oh.
kind of like a fruit. That's a fruit. That's like you're like it's
Does
fizzy
it
and it's
taste
kind
like
of
fruit
fruity.
though?
And,
Because you know how seltzers sometimes are just like a of like cherry.
no, these ones I think were pretty. I only had one. They're fairly fruity though.
Okay, I appreciate a flavor.
Yeah.
Yep. Hey, Greg, you grabbed the second one too. What do you have? I'm going to try to be on top of this
Cool.
now.
Oh, he has his roll. He's ready.
I'm not ready yet.
G,
okay.
not ready.
I am.
Doug is. Doug, call on yourself.
Yep. All right. So I'm going to grab something Greg gave me. New Glarus 30-year anniversary quad.
Ooh.
Thankfully, this is in a freaking 12-ounce can. So, what I find funny is maybe I'm wrong, Greg, but the few times I've had New Glarus beer, they never put the ABV on their cans
On purpose.
It's Wisconsin.
You don't do
We
that?
don't go with things like that. We just drink.
We just all right, beer. Go.
Yeah, right. I mean, we'll figure out the
Danger.
ABV after
That's
we're
like
done.
that's like the true Russian roulette of beer. Like this, whatever it is.
Well, you
Danger.
saw that one thing I sent to you, Lauren, where the guy was doing blind taste testing, where somebody put the aluminum foil around the can, so you had
Wrapped.
no idea what you were drinking, and then
Like,
you had
at
to
all.
identify the flavors. I was like, that's fucking kind of cool. Like, I would
Also could really mess you up.
Oh my
Guys,
God.
if you come to California, that's what we're gonna. Me and Lauren, we're gonna take you to like we're gonna take you to Mad Oak or something, and we're just gonna order a bunch of beers in glasses and make you drink them.
Secret
No.
beers.
Yeah.
So the scent is all Belgian quad.
Ooh,
So 10.5 apparently, according to Daniel. But
trustworthy research.
tasty, but not like a full-bodied quad. It's kind of interesting. Like it's kind of like it feels thinner than a quad.
Okay,
It's
so it's
very
missing
tasty,
the body.
but it's very tasty though. I really like the flavor of it. It's really good. It just feels like quad tends to. That's not thick like a pastry stout or any shit like that. There's usually a body to it that just feels a little thinner, but it's really quite good. So thank you, Greg, for sending me that or giving that to me at Barrel and Flow. Sorry.
What and what was it? Some kind of quad? Something quad?
Just
New
a regular
Glarus
Belgian quad.
30
So,
New
anniversary.
Glarus. All right.
New
30,
Glarus.
30 years. 30-year quad.
yep.
30-year
So-
quad. That's a great
Fancy,
segue
fancy.
into the fact that my 46-year quad is probably going to rupture on Sunday, and you guys are all going to see it on.
You have to
Great.
stretch
On the live
first.
stream.
Stretching. Warm up. This is key.
everything.
as we
Everything I
age.
do is a bit of a stretch, Lauren. You know that. It's
Where's my drum freaking? Dun-dun.
You don't. I feel like
you
that's
need
a
to- you need-
requirement.
You
Of
put
all the
that-
sounds.
You're the soundboard, man, not me.
What's
I don't-
what's the name
well-
of that? That has a name, right?
it's the
What's it called?
yeah. It's a
Fail.
Rim shot. That
Rim
sounds
shot.
terrible.
it is a rim shot.
It's a rim
It is
shot.
a rim shot.
I'm
it
sorry,
only sounds bad because you've been on the internet. Before the internet, that was a fine thing to say,
It's
and
true.
nobody
It's true.
said
Oh
anything.
God.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm not
Yeah.
just. Thank you. And it's
Now
real.
that means drinking whiskey out of someone's butt, right? But it used to mean
I'm not that on the internet.
I don't think it's drinking anything. I think you're just cleaning the plate.
that's the tossed salad. We got that from Chris Rock like 20 years ago. We no, that's is Greg's face gonna freeze like that again?
Is it too early in the stream for this? It's not dark out yet here.
Hey, it's after dark here. It's been dark for an hour and a half here. So.
Several hours.
Doug's playing it blue. It's fine.
Okay.
wearing a blue
What
shirt.
were we talking about?
We were talking about the
Stretch.
fact
You need to
that you need
stretch.
to stretch unless you're like me, because if you don't have muscle, you cannot pull a muscle. Right? So it's good. It's good.
Okay, well, let's
Did
go
I-
to G.
Yeah.
Greg, what did I give you that one? Okay,
Is
I
that
don't remember that
16?
one. Oh, mango IPA. 6 Point makes some really good IPAs. That's kind of Daniel. I think that's actually closer to Daniel. I think it's outside of New York.
Yeah,
like
heavy
Brooklyn.
heavy
Is that
mango,
this one?
Doug. Heavy mango.
In a good way? Generally good way?
If you like mango, yeah.
Okay.
If
That's
you don't,
valid.
if you
Not
don't,
for
it's
you.
gonna be a little bit off-putting because it's a lot. But I think, Doug, it's really, really nice as far as like approachable IPAs. It's really probably one of more of those juicy ones.
Oh, I like those.
And yeah, and it's not too like it's not over hoppy or too bitter. I don't know if it's long in the tooth, but it might be. No, it doesn't look like it. It looks good, Doug. It's good. It's a good one. It's a nice, approachable, fun. Summer unfortunately is over here. But yeah. This is pretty good. Thanks, Doug.
I mean,
Yeah.
technically not.
I mean, Lauren, they were making fun of us for our season. They're like, "Oh, it doesn't get to you don't get the look." From about 6 a.m. to 11 a.m., it's pretty chilly.
Well, you're in North California. That's different than Lauren.
It's pretty chilly.
No, same.
Lauren's
like
across
4
the bay.
miles from Lauren.
Oh, my bad.
Not even
my
across
bad.
the bay.
We're like a
My bad,
city
my bad,
away
my
from
bad.
each other, like
See,
12 minutes.
I thought one of you was Oakland and one
Bad.
was San Francisco. That's what I
Bad.
thought.
I work in San Francisco.
My bad.
That's true.
My
Lives
bad, my bad.
on my
I
side.
live on the good
Good
side of the
side.
bay, on the East Bay.
I was
Don't
wrong.
be mad that you're not here.
Yeah.
I was wrong. Okay. Cool. No, it's cool up there. It's not cool down there. Literally cool. I mean, LA and San Diego are cool. Forget it. What the fuck?
They're-
Anyway,
Basically, like you've got the Bay Area, which is very cool, but the East Bay is actually the coolest part of it. And then you've got like LA,
Cooler.
San Diego, which are also pretty cool. And then you've got all this stuff in between that like there's some cool like moments, but generally just hot or foggy, wet. Like that's
It's true.
rocky. Yeah. The coast is nice, but the rest,
It's very hot
yeah.
and empty.
So, Doug, resin and puff are good.
Yeah, I'll try to find you some resin. I've heard a lot of good things about resin.
Oh, I've had resin.
Are these
That
weed themed
a
beers
beer
now? We've got
type?
resin, we've got puff. Do we have like hashish?
6 Point. That's how 6 Point names a lot of their IPAs.
Weed.
Solid.
Dope.
All right. So I missed.
Rich people Cali. Oh my goodness. So this was an interesting thing. So I had an email the other day from someone who was upset about something, and they were gonna get their friend involved, and they're like, my friend does very well. He has a beach house. It's like worth $1.2 million, and like he's 30, and I'm like, okay, that's awesome. I'm like, but look, like, not through like not actual like purchase, but I have ended up here with this house that probably also is in that range, but not because it's nice. It's a very shabby house. It just happens to be where it is. Like if you put this
Location.
house like any other place, it would not be the nicest house that you've seen. Right.
Which is why I cannot purchase a house here.
Right. Which is why my mom bought this house in 1991. And that's why I'm here. Like, there's like no, like I couldn't do it either. Right. Like on my own, like of my own actual means. No, never happened. So
my wife and I have a game on House Hunters when the people are from the Bay Area. And my wife and I, when they say we're from the Bay Area, and we stop and we go, what's their budget? Because we immediately know it's at least $1 million.
That's like on the low end, unless you're gonna like live in like Bakersfield, in the middle of like nowhere. No offense to Bakersfield.
We were watching one where this couple came in, and the lady's like, oh, but my heart's in San Francisco. And the guy's like, I'd rather live in Oakland. We can get a lot more house for the money. And I said to Jill, what's their budget? And Jill was like, $1 million. I'm like, I'm going to say 1.3. And his budget was 1.4 and her budget was 1.7. And I look at those people that have like these disparate budgets, and it just blows my mind that they're $300,000 apart. Like that's not a small gap. That's not a small gap.
But when you're buying a house in this area, like everything's relative, right? Like if you're buying like a bag of chips, right? Like 75 cents could be a big gap, right? But if you're buying a house in the Bay Area, like $300,000, like it gets to be like monopoly money
Oh
out
my
here.
God.
People are like I don't know, 3 on 4. The house up the street, I think I might have said this last time, sold for like 750 over asking.
Yeah, I consistently hear like 200,000 over asking. I was like, I can't even bid. This is not a game. I don't like haggling. Like, I can't do
Right.
this.
I couldn't do 750. You're going 750 over whatever, like, and this
Was
is
the list price zero?
the houses up the street from me are like much bigger and nicer than my house.
Hey, Chuck, you and I both, man. That's about that's the difference. We're just right there, so it's good.
Much better. That'd be great.
Yeah, no, it's wild out here. But that brings up, okay, let me ask you guys this, since we're on this topic. This has been an online debate for a while. Is wealth, like, is your socioeconomic status an absolute, or is it tied to where you live?
Oh, it's where you live. Well, it is and it isn't, because here's the thing. You could your house, like where I live, houses are cheap. I don't mean cheap. Like there is a house right down the street from me. I live in a good neighborhood, and this house down the street is a mess. It needs all kinds of work. It's 2 bedrooms and it's got like 1,600 square feet. It's got 2 giant living areas. But it's like one of these places where people started projects and never finished them. So you look at the pictures online, it's for sale. So we went and looked, and it's just a goddamn mess. Somebody would have to come in and kind of just fucking redo the whole thing, right? The house has, I think, 1/4 acre of land. How much would you guess that house is?
Where you are?
Where you are, right? Which is
180.
Not even close.
Am I too high?
Way high.
80.
Lower.
oh my God.
$62,000.
I
Wow.
have died.
But here's the thing: the salaries are way lower here.
And so that's my point, is that people are like, oh, you make this much money and your house is worth this much. And I'm like, yeah, but if I had my same job where you live, Doug, I would be able to afford the same lifestyle I have here, right? Like, I don't have one of those jobs where like they're going to pay you $1 million no matter where you are, right? I have one of those jobs where like you work for the university and you're going to get whatever the university salary is in your area, which is always tied to the locality, right? Like, and so like if I moved to a place where the cost of living was 30% less, I would make 30% less.
Yes, but also everything you buy would be 30% less.
But that's what I mean. I would afford the same lifestyle.
If you go out to eat at a restaurant, that you can go to a super good restaurant and your meal itself will be $20.
That's my point. Is so like some people who live in areas where the cost of living is lower will argue with me and they'll be like, well, you make this much money in your house and you're rich. And I'm like, well, I'm not because of where I live. And they're, well, you just live with a bunch of rich people. I'm like, no, like, you don't understand. Like if I moved to where you live, I would make 30% less and everything would cost. So I would have the exact same standard of living there as I have here. It's just that here, right? Like, it's not because I moved to like a gated community and I'm around a bunch of rich people. I live in the same like house in the flats that I always lived in.
But I just find it interesting, just like like it always like location. But at some point, like this is why you have homeless issues in so many places, because people just can't fucking afford to just get a simple home. Like I saw something where people did these very small houses in San Antonio that was a community of small houses. And all of them were like 100 to 120 grand. And somebody on TikTok did like, hey, I'm in Florida. Let me show you what that same square footage gets you here. And it was like $450,000 in shitty fucking Florida. They were not on a beach. They were not anywhere near the beach. They were just in the middle of fucking Florida. And I'm like, who the fuck wants to live in humid ass Florida in this little house that's $500,000 and you get nothing and it's got nothing in it? I just find it. I don't know. I fear we are on the verge of another housing bubble, and I think
mean, and in a way, I hope we are, because that means that the prices will come down and hopefully people can afford to live places.
It's like,
Yeah,
I would like that. I wouldn't like that for all of you, but for me.
Well, but the thing is, sorry, go ahead, Doug.
I have a quick point on that. Yeah, but the problem is the reason the housing bubble will burst is because of Airbnb and things like that, because a bunch of corporations buy buildings and they rent them out. So what they want to do is keep that up, and then what will happen is the corporation keep those properties, and then they become rental units. They don't want people buying houses. They want to force our folks to be renters, serial renters. They don't want them to buy a house and own a piece of property and they want people to rent.
The thing about a housing bubble is,
who knew we were going to talk about this tonight?
it's not that bad. This is like I've been obsessed with this topic for a long time. I used to teach it, and I used to teach a business and government interpreting class, and I would use the 2008 housing crisis as like a major part of the curriculum. But what I found just personally, like the housing bubble isn't so bad if you just plan to live in your house. Like it sucks if you're trying to flip it or if you're trying to get equity out of it.
Yeah,
but if you're just planning to like live in it and
it just does.
like hang out and be in your house, it like if the value of my house suddenly drops to half of what it is, it doesn't actually affect me because I just live here. I'm not trying to sell it. I'm not trying to so I just hang out, right? But maybe then Lauren can get a house or whatever. Like maybe my best friend has been trying to get a condo in Emeryville now for like ever, and he keeps getting deals and they keep falling through, and like it's a bummer, man. And we have the 10 cities and we have we need more below market rate, low income, affordable housing. And I look at my university, we have a major recruiting issue to bring talent here from other places, because if we're trying to recruit a great candidate from Georgia, which we had recently, I don't know.
To live there.
Right. That's one of the people like after the interview, and they're like, you're just hanging out afterwards. And they're like, yo, but where am I going to live? I'm like, yeah, that's the question. Right.
Yep.
And so we could, this person could be our first choice, but they're not going to take the gig because they can't figure out how to make that move. Right. And so that's a huge problem. And I saw Manny was like, prices in SAC are going up because people from the Bay keep moving there. And it's true. And prices in the East Bay started going up because people from San Francisco started moving here. And prices in San Francisco went up because people were trying to work in San Jose. And so San Jose was getting expensive. And that's the way like this is all going. And unfortunately, where we are with the whole tech thing, we've attracted so many people who make so much money. Now they can go out and make those big bids, right? And they're making it hard for the people who just have like regular jobs, right? I love it. Thank you, Art. Why aren't you running this year, Art? Why don't you put that in the comments?
Yeah. Well, he might have a conflict. So,
he might have a conflict, but he could have recorded a video 2 weeks ago. It'd be all right. I just like messing with you, Art. You know you're the best. Just run right now.
I mean, Roberto's not wrong.
I'm just saying.
I like how he brought the mic up for that.
Roberto's not wrong.
It's been a wild time. I think this has been a wild late summer and fall for everybody. Like I don't know a single person who's like, oh, this was so chill, except like my stepdad who's retired, and he's just been like traveling to Switzerland and stuff with his wife.
Okay, that's like a whole different.
That's pretty chill. That's pretty easy, right?
That's been pretty chill for him, I think.
Like I will say, like I also, it's been busy and wild, and I just don't understand where time has gone and months have gone and all of that.
That's COVID. That's COVID time now, though. Everything's fucking weird.
Like
I had something where something was going on with my work computer, and I asked something about it. And they're like, "When did you get your computer?" I'm like, "Oh, it wasn't that long ago." Then I realized I got it pre-pandemic. I work in IT. That's old. That's an old laptop for IT work. So I was like, "Oh shit, that thing's 3.5 years old." Gross. I was like, "Oh, that's like 1.5 years old." Like that's the thing. COVID just kind of fucked up all our concept of time, at least for me.
It's true.
I got a question for y'all.
Yeah, bring it.
All right. Serious or silly?
I don't
Ooh.
care. What do you guys think? I'm always on here. So
I don't even know if
We just went serious. We just
I
went
know, it's like
serious with the
silly
whole
first,
housing
then
thing. We're
serious?
talking about
All
poverty.
right,
Silly
well,
first.
all right,
Let's go
here you
silly.
go.
Oh.
Oh, All right, I'm gonna hold mine until everybody else goes because I'm gonna get yelled at.
Instantly. Okay, I'm gonna not
Lauren?
overthink, and I have a first thought.
All right, do it.
My first thought is like, what would ruin it is like, it's a little bit of an umbrella, but like sogginess. Like if it's too, like if I haven't bit anything and like the bun or the lettuce is all like wilty and wet and sad, like this doesn't like look good. It's like I can't hold, like I don't.
Sad burger.
Yeah. When it's
Okay.
sad and soggy,
'Cause
which it
that-
depends on like, how it arrives to you.
So
that one in the picture does not look sad at all, right? That looks perky.
That is also though very tall.
it's very tall, and that reminds me of something I saw recently, which was just it was like wisdom in a tweet, and it just said that big burgers should be wider, not taller.
I'm into
Very
that.
true.
Like if
What do
someone's
you-
like, we
what
have
am I
the
supposed to
biggest
do with
burger,
this?
like a burger this tall, like what? Yeah, exactly. That doesn't help me. You
Am I
got to
supposed to, like,
start like
bite my way?
give me a burger the size of a plate if you want to give me a big burger. Like
I'm gonna ruin that idea.
Uh-oh.
Girth matters, not size.
I think we're on the same page then. I think we're on the same
Sorry.
page. It's girth, not length, right?
Yeah.
I don't want my burger to be a grower. I'll tell you that. That's if the burger is taller after I start eating it, I'm gonna feel very uncomfortable.
This is not what I signed up for here.
I didn't expect it to go this direction at all.
But if that burger keeps getting bigger for 4 hours, you should take it to the ER. Oh, Zach entered the chat.
Oh God. Did he hear? Did it?
But he said I can't. He said I can't fucking stay. But he had something to say. All right, man, drop it.
I'm so curious if he caught the last like 10 seconds from you. Goodness.
Roberto?
The thing that instantly ruins it for me is when you can tell. So when it's the you can tell it's the institutional burger because it has like the corrugated metal like hash marks on it, and you're like, oh, this is like a frozen institutional patty, and then you can also tell it was cooked from frozen on too low a heat because it has the little white bubbles around it.
Oh, that's also
And like that's when you're like, oh no, like I shouldn't have spent $3 on
Money.
this at the
period.
middle school football game or wherever I got this terrible hamburger. But that's like when you can just look at it and you can see that it like somebody got like 400 hamburger patties frozen from like the back of Costco, like when it was closed, and then cooked it on too low a heat from frozen. It's over.
Again, specifically sad burger.
Yeah.
Y'all, I think y'all kind of went too deep on this one. No pun intended.
Too deep.
What was what were we supposed to be like? When it's got jalapenos.
I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you.
Okay, you show me.
Simple. Mustard. No. Relish. No. It's bullshit.
I am a
That's
very
for fucking hot
inclusive
dogs.
burger.
No. Mustard and relish are for fucking hot dogs, not hamburgers. Okay? Thank you. That's it. That's why I said y'all went too deep. It's really, really simple. It's mustard and relish. We can move on. What's up, Doug?
Mine is very simple too.
Right.
I feel like mine was also simple, but go on.
No, you went into like limpy lettuce and sad and happy.
You
and
were not
it was
wrong,
all
though.
kinds of fucking.
Sad-
It was
sad
definitely
burger
all
was
kinds of a Lauren answer, which is great.
Yeah. All right. Mine is very simple. It is a slice of tomato because it gets.
I am not having that blasphemy on
Wait,
my stream.
But I have so
It's
many.
going to get
wait.
removed.
Does
A nice
Doug
thick
not-
slice of tomato is so
But
good.
do you
Oh
not-
my
No, he's
God.
so
what
on a
do
burger.
you
Doug,
are
he's
you
on a
not
burger.
in tomatoes on?
Oh,
No, he's-
I love
things?
tomatoes. I can't eat BLTs anymore, but I like those.
Bye.
I just do not like them on a burger. I don't know why. There's just a sliminess to them on a burger, and they aren't like that anywhere else. But on a burger, for some reason, that just is like blah.
But like in a sandwich or a BLT or whatever, like you're fine with a tomato slice.
Sure, just on a burger, for some reason, it just the texture of it.
We
is
got to
just
get
bad.
Doug a caprese burger right now.
I would try it. I'll try that stuff. I'm just saying, like, if you have a burger and you just have this big fucking slab of fucking tomato in it, I'm pulling that tomato off and I'm putting it off because
No.
when the burger is hot, it makes it all mushy and weird. And no
well,
thanks.
Okay, I hear.
That's why you put
But
the,
what about
you
a
put
thin
the
slice,
tomato.
Doug? Is that good?
the layering matters.
You put the tomato. Yeah, you put the tomato above the lettuce and the pickle.
So you're making a heat buffer for the fucking tomato, and that doesn't always work.
Right.
And guess what? Lettuce doesn't always fucking keep it cool.
Well, don't let it sit. You got to just put it on and eat it. You what? Like, are you eating? This is again. You're eating burgers wrapped in foil from the gas station, Doug, and those should not have a tomato
That is
because
untrue.
those are sitting around. If you
Oh.
just throw it on there, and also like here's the other thing, and I believe this: once you pick a burger up, you don't put it down. If you're picking it up and putting
A
it down,
good
you're
one.
taking too long.
Good
You
one.
pick it up, it never goes back. It never touches the plate again. That's it. That's how that works.
This is why we don't listen to Doug for food shit around here. We just don't.
All right, so I'm wrong because I prefer not to have
Yes.
it. I'll
Yes.
eat almost,
Yes.
dude. I will eat almost anything on a burger except that.
Okay,
Would you
what is
eat? Okay, would you eat PB&J?
I've had PB&J burgers are delicious. They are fucking delicious.
I can see it.
It seems weird.
Is it
seems
literally-
really
Oh,
weird?
it's weird.
Is it literally what it sounds like?
It's like a burger with peanut butter and jelly.
I'm gonna tell you, it sounds fucking gross and weird. It's not. It's fucking delicious.
So I was at a conference. We were at this hotel having a little dinner, and they had a peanut butter and jelly fat back slab of bacon. And this isn't like bacon like you have for breakfast. It's a cut of bacon that's this big. It's like what they cut the bacon into, I guess. And so it's got the little fat, and then it's got the bacon meat, and then they threw just like chunky peanut butter and jelly over the top. It was amazing.
There's a place near me. Listen, I've changed my stance on avocado somewhat because they're a heart healthy food. So I have had them on burgers. There's actually a brewery near me that makes a black bean burger with avocado on, which is one of my favorite things on the menu.
But you don't have a
Oh,
avocado. I like avocado, but like you, Doug, don't have an avocado slimy issue. Like you do.
I always think I think it's just devoid of taste, mostly.
It's a taste
Those
situation.
are like Cleveland avocados or whatever. Those are
That might be.
Oh, I mean, New York. So, you know.
might be. I'm getting the East Coast avocado.
You're,
Yeah.
but
you're
they
getting
suck.
not-
I don't
avocados
know.
imported from Alberta for some reason. It's like
No,
not a good
Nova
avocado region.
Scotia avocados.
Doug, salsa?
Yeah.
Yeah, salsa's good.
Okay,
Depends on the cheese. Has to be a good cheese with it.
what is the one thing, if you're looking at a menu and you want a burger, what is the one thing that will draw you to order that one every time? Like, what is the one thing on it that will make you go, I'm getting that one?
I'm gonna tell you, and it's gonna sound because I can't have it very often anymore. Because if I'm gonna have it, I have to eat like oatmeal and salad all day until I get to it. It is if they throw pulled pork on a burger, I am going to get that every fucking time.
Wait, in addition to the burger,
That's
Yeah.
I only saw that once at like Hardee's.
No, no, this is not a Hardee's burger. There's a barbecue place near me that does that. They also do brisket on a burger. The pulled pork on a burger is just
Sandwich
a
on a sandwich. That's amazing.
It's so
Okay.
good. But like I said, that is like I gotta not eat anything with any sodium for like 3 days before I can eat that.
okay, so this is like pretend thoughts. It's fine.
Yeah, no, if I know I'm gonna do that, I'm like, all right, I'm going to this place. All right, I'm gonna not eat anything salty for a few days. And I can do that. I have a bunch of stuff I eat with almost no salt in it. So Yeah, there's also like I think Arby's had something like that where it was like a brisket burger thing too.
Hardee's had a brisket. They had a pastrami burger. Pastrami on a burger is pretty interesting.
I'm
what
open to it, but like the extra meat, extra different meat on a burger feels. I'm like, do I need that?
Oh, Chuck, you're killing me, man. That sounds awesome.
that's amazing. That sounds amazing. Let's do it.
Okay,
Lauren,
Doug,
what's the
just
one
eat
thing that will
nice
draw
burger.
you to a burger?
Yes, Lauren, you.
I don't.
We have to. Everybody has to answer this because I'm. Really
I know. I
curious.
was like, I don't know if I have a good answer to this.
I'll tell you what.
How about a dippy egg, Doug?
That's what I was gonna say. A fried egg. Fried egg. If I'm at
Yum.
a place, and they're like, we have get the burger, the fried egg. I'm like, that's what I want. I want the burger, the fried egg, every time.
I mean, I love a fried egg, but I don't know if that would be like, I must get this burger.
If I'm choosing a burger,
So good.
and one of them's the fried egg one, that's the one.
I don't know why Zach's so. What did you say, Lauren?
Okay, well,
and it's also pork. It's the same animal.
but it's a much thinner.
Sure,
I mean,
Doug, some magical,
a more
animal.
widely accepted additional accessory to a burger, more commonly known. Sorry. Okay, I have
Lauren,
one fighting thing to say. What
conventional
Zach said.
ye. That's what they always call her.
One thing to what Zach said was I know that this is not me, but I have several friends who are vegetarians. I have several friends who are vegetarians except for bacon. And I was like, I feel like it's like that. It's like people don't always associate it. It's like not its own meat. I mean, like, I will eat it. Like, I just okay.
I don't even think you should even respond to Zach. Just
I accept your words.
Well, Daniel has to because of lactose intolerance, but I'm going to tell you, man, there's a place that was down in Scranton I used to have called the Hangover Burger, and it had a fried egg on it, and it was just marvelous.
I love it, but I don't know if that would make me want it specifically.
Yeah, Doug, I've been doing that too. Like sometimes if I like add it, like sometimes I'll just take cheese off of the burger, and then if I could just have the egg, because like the cheese is.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like,
I do.
I've been doing that, Doug. Like adding like things and making sure that like you know what I'm saying, like to like kind of balance it out instead of just having it all on there.
All right, I have to hone in on Daniel's question. There is.
Why?
This is gonna sound dumb, but Red Robin makes a teriyaki burger. It's a teriyaki sauce with the pineapple on it, and it is fucking awesome. It is my favorite burger they make.
I have nothing against it.
Like, I don't know what to say about
it. Hawaii
I mean, like
burger
for me,
situation.
that's a no, but maybe.
Like I'm into it. Will that be like, oh, I'm definitely getting that? I don't know if I have that specifically for a burger. Can I have a cheating answer?
Sure.
Like it's not a burger because like if I'm gonna get a burger, like I'm gonna find a burger and there's gonna be something, but it's not like this is gonna make me get like I want that one. But like cheating burger, if there is Loco Moco on a menu, I want that. Which is like a burger patty over rice with gravy and fried eggs, and it's like a Hawaii staple.
What?
And it's because it's not a burger, but it has a burger patty. So I'm cheating. Like that, I'm like, ooh, I want that. Because like I don't make that, I don't get that normally. It's usually that drives me to want to get things. It's like the stuff that I don't make.
Oh, that sounds. Deep
That'd be really like
pineapple. Oh.
But pineapple's so like juicy. Can you?
That's
like,
why you deep fry them, like you flash fry them. Like that's
Like
why
flash
like
fry,
a,
like, really-
a Twinkie holds up, right? Because you got to like, and also I think that implies battered.
Yeah,
right? You can't deep
yeah,
fry.
like you
like,
gotta
can't-
batter that.
It's got to be battered.
That sounds
But
like
the batter
Greg,
really matters, though.
All right, but Greg, what would draw you to a burger? Is it the fried egg?
What's
is that your
your-
thing?
Oh, yeah, that was my answer.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was my answer.
Sorry,
Okay, my-
Fried egg on. No worries. I mean, we even do them at home. We have a plate. We have a special plate that you can like make fried eggs. Like it's a
Like a
You make
platter?
fried eggs on a plate, Greg?
think about it's like it's a metal plate that has
Okay.
like
Like a
It
shaped
has like
griddle.
indentations of an egg. You crack the egg into each little one, and there's 4 of them, and then you put it in the oven, and then it makes 4 nicely shaped eggs, and then you put the eggs right on top of 4. I have 4 people in my family. You put the eggs right on top of the burgers.
That sounds amazing. Also, there's very few things made for people with 5 people in their family. Like everything
Right.
You're
comes in
kinda- You're
4s.
kind of screwed, huh?
Right.
Everything comes in 4s, and then you have to hope that one kid hates something. I don't like fried
Or-
eggs. And you're like, all right,
or-
great. This is
Roberto,
good.
you could just leave a kid at the supermarket in a shopping cart. That's it. That's what I
Hey,
did.
hey,
That's,
hey,
Bro, do you
that's
know
how
how
I
many
went from
times I
3 to 5
tried
to
that?
4. I did it. I did it. I did. I mean, we used to have 5 kids. We used to have 3 kids in the house. Now we have 2. I did it. I got rid of 1.
Imagine if you have 4 kids.
No,
Then you get nothing. That's what it is. It said then you get nothing.
then you get rid of 2, Doug. You're missing the math here. You don't
Well,
understand
we
how
have
it
one. We
works.
have one. We have one moved to another state. One just went to college, and the other 2
Okay.
kind of hang out elsewhere with their mom because they're an hour away and work weekends. So
Well,
yeah,
that works.
we're essentially empty nesters. But I would like to point this out.
Oh, Daniel. Oh,
Is this to go with the wings or whatever?
the wings. Yeah.
Oh,
With a side
Daniel,
of fried
Daniel,
ash
that is
eggs?
Oh, my son is making
Yeah.
this on Sunday.
Oh, shashuka is awesome.
Oh, is this in preparation for 40 for 40?
It has nothing
just
to
for-
do with
or
40
just
for
for-
40.
do not-
Like, are you
not-
going to eat it?
Do
It's
not
just
eat
for-
that
Yeah.
before you run. You're
It's
gonna eat that
definitely
before you
don't do
run.
that.
It's for Deshaun Watson's season debut. It's to celebrate. To celebrate
Where are you going to go with this? Let's hear it.
the Cleveland Browns rousing
Oh, okay.
season debut.
I thought it was going to be something
God
tasty.
damn you, Zach. Fuck you, Zach. with that
It's gonna
fucking
be the-
comeback.
The Donovan People's Elbow. That's
Oh, wow. I don't even.
He's not wrong.
Problem solving.
Doug, talk about this though, real quick.
Oh, shakshuka is fucking goddamn delicious. It's like almost like having like a breakfast soup with eggs. I don't know how to explain it. It's got just
Stew.
tons of-
Maybe stew. It's thicker.
but it's like stew. It's thicker. It's got onions and it's just
It's
Tomato-y.
tomato based, right?
yes. It's Greg. You'll
Okay.
love it. I'm telling you, you'll love it. It's
Well, we had it before, but the young, it was my youngest. Well, you know who he is, but I shouldn't say his name. But, or I don't.
Greg
He just
Jr.
doesn't want to be mentioned. Anyway, my youngest made it before Doug, but he overcooked the eggs. So now he's
Yeah.
back to try it again on Sunday. And I didn't even, he's like, I'm doing it on Sunday. And I didn't even put the 40 for 40 together, Lauren. But that's when it's going to drop. So I'm looking forward to that. Gumbo with eggs.
Everything's good. If you put a fried egg on almost anything, it makes it better.
Wait. Why I'm Idaho? I barely get any sex. Oh, I didn't mean to say that.
I'm not a hoe. I've been married to the same woman and happily so for fucking 12 years.
Don't you have to be like spreading yourself around to get called that, Zach?
But there was
Hey,
an E on there.
any
There
discretion?
was an E at the end of there.
Maybe he was implying we were garden implements.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Definitely that.
Also, for the
Oh.
record, there is nothing wrong with people being hoes as long as everybody is consenting.
Yeah, all right.
Or like,
Or-
well, hoes in this way, dog. You got to be strong and long to be a hoe that way. With the E.
Oh, there's some good ones.
And hence not Lauren.
Yeah.
I mean, it works.
Wait, but Lauren's not strong and long.
Not in the way you were just implying, I don't think.
but maybe
I'm
As
not
far as I know, I don't know
Hey,
for sure.
I'm not
I
implying
will be honest.
shit.
I don't actually know. So I'm not gonna assume anything.
I'm not
maybe
implying
maybe
anything.
maybe she's just down to get the friction on. Sorry. That was a Sir Mix-a-Lot.
Oh, we
Yeah.
know.
He's getting dropped again for that shit.
I'm just saying, even between Doug and Sir Mix-a-Lot, like
That sentence
Friction's
has
not
never been
necessarily-
uttered before in the history of humankind.
friction isn't
I'm
exactly what
so
you're looking for,
offended.
Doug. I don't know. Maybe you've been doing it wrong, but friction is not the point.
Mm.
That's not.
Doug, you had good company here.
He's
All
here
right,
for you,
all right.
Daniel.
Doug wants to get to his third beer, so we'll do that
Yes.
before my next question because this one's going to take.
I have a second too that I can.
Yeah,
that I'm happy to talk
Roberto,
about.
you opened yours, right?
I did.
Oh,
I
I heard
opened it.
it.
I was being subtle about it.
That's okay.
But no.
Do yours first.
Okay, so this is where is it from? It's from Oakland, and it's one that I had. We went to Chinatown. We went to Chinatown. My youngest was in a play that was being performed at like the festival down there in Chinatown a couple weeks ago, and I had this while I was there, and it's quite good. It's from a brewery that's like in downtown Oakland, and it is the kimchi sour. I'm going heavy on the sours today.
Kimchi sour.
Oh,
Wow.
who makes that? That looks familiar.
Oh yeah, because it's from downtown Oakland. So it's
I was
I'm
like, no, like that beer people do a lot
yes,
of like Asian.
they're
vibe
Asian.
beers.
They do Asian beers, and that's why I love them.
I talk with my hands. I don't know what to do.
I talk with my hands. That's my job.
That's true. I talk less
It's
with my hands.
yeah,
than you
it's
do.
it's
I
Doka
don't
beer.
talk with my hands at all.
Doka beer. DOKKAEBIER. And that's their logo. That's not like just the can art. That's actually their logo.
Yeah.
Their Doka beer.
That's cool.
Oh, I knew Doug
Did
would
you
like that
try
shit.
it? You've sipped this?
Yeah,
already, right?
I had it while I was there. I had a couple of them there at like 11 in the morning or whatever.
Kimchi sour. Oh my god. Sorry,
I
I was talking and
has
it
to be
registered.
sour, considering how kimchi is. Is it made with kimchi?
Yeah,
I mean, it's got kimchi.
and it's a gochujang, right? Which is like a little zesty,
Yes.
a little spice. I
Oh,
mean, both
yeah.
of those are spice.
Yeah, it's got ginger, the goku and the something else, but it's good, and
Gochujang.
it does have a nice kimchi flavor, but it's not overpowering. Like again, this is
Okay.
another one where they did it right, and they didn't like try to like kill you with the theme. Right? It's subtle. I actually wish it was a little more kimchi-y, because I crave that. But it's nice and subtle, and again, if you're gonna have like some bibimbap or something and you're gonna have this with it, it's gonna be a perfect complement.
Ooh, it sounds
Bibimbap
very good.
with the fried egg, potentially.
I mean, yeah, you got to do it that way.
Yeah, and like really good. And again, it's a sour, but it's not like aggressively sour, right? None of the two beers, neither of the two beers I've had so far have like gone overboard on their style.
I like that.
They're hitting the right notes, which is fantastic.
That's good. So I'll do my third. This is one that I got from Barrel and Flow from one of Greg's favorite breweries, Funky Town. This is Black is Beautiful, their Imperial Stout, which is interesting. It's Imperial Stout, but it's 7%, which is low for an Imperial Stout. But look at that label.
That's very cool looking.
So yeah, it's an Imperial Stout with blueberry and Madagascar vanilla. So we'll see how that is.
Whoa.
I am not generally a fan of like blueberry or raspberries or anything like that in stouts. Not really my jam too much.
Wait, that has blueberry in it?
Blueberry and Madagascar vanilla.
I feel like anything you're gonna put in chocolate, you can put in a stout.
Maybe
I gave my last one to Dave Mack, and I shouldn't have did that shit.
I have my little Barrel and Flow glass. You see?
Oh my god, is this the most aggressive pour of all time?
I didn't pour it that aggressively. It just was like pouring technical. But this is now just I think it was mentioned on social media when I was at Barrel and Flow. They announced that they're going to do a Black is Beautiful 2 version, which they're going to try to do IPAs with this one. But basically, they said if you can't do IPAs in your house that doesn't do IPAs, no worries. You could do whatever style you want. But now they're going to govern it a little bit to make sure all the money goes where it should.
Okay, that seems good.
Okay, so what's interesting is the blueberry is more of a hint and the vanilla is way more prominent.
Okay.
That's good. That's good. I love vanilla stouts. So like a good vanilla. What I think it's funny is we think vanilla is like a term that means it's boring. Vanilla is not
I
boring.
mean, in like regular speaking phrases, yeah.
Yeah. So, but like vanilla, if you have good vanilla, it is not boring. It's a very good
It's so
flavor.
good.
Yeah. So yeah. Bye, Zach. We might not be on in an hour, so we're not doing a marathon like you, motherfucker.
Well, right. You know what he means by that.
We'll be back on Sunday. But also whoever said, was it Daniel with Great Notion? I do feel I've had Great Notions, blueberry. They do a lot of berry things, and if you're not into that, it's not for you. But if you do like it, they do a good job.
Yep, they do. Great Ocean's really good.
Yep, that's what this is. G, it is
a Black is Beautiful.
So it's a Black is Beautiful beer from Funky Town are they out of Detroit, Greg?
Chicago.
Sorry, God damn it.
Where they live.
It was a Midwestern city.
Yep.
Chicago
and Milwaukee. They're out of actually.
Yeah, so it's an imperial stout with blueberry and Madagascar vanilla. So.
It's my kind of town. Chicago is.
It's awesome.
I've also heard it's rather windy there.
It is. That's where my good part of my family's from. My mom was born in Chicago.
Also, this glass is fucking rad. Look at that rad. Fucking just the way that is.
It's cool. It holds like the extra 15 ounces for the head on your beer from the 12-ounce beer. It must be very tall.
Was that a new glass?
That's what she said.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but this was from Barrel and Flow. This is, you could pick a glass. This is the glass I picked because I don't have a glass like this where it looks like almost like a soda can kind of deal. I don't have one like that. And obviously this is not what
he said, holding the can that is described exactly. I don't have a glass like this one that I'm holding. What are you?
I did before the fucking festival, you numbnuts. But yeah, so I picked it up because one, it's cool. And this is not actually what would be considered a stout glass because you should drink it out of a tulip or something. But fuck it.
We're all the same. Yeah, for the flyover. Unless you're going to a conference or something. Going to
Manny, what does Chicago do to you, buddy? This is shit. And you can't spell glass without ass, dog.
Fair point.
Or gla.
Right.
Or lass.
All right, so this is rapid fire. Okay.
Okay.
All right, let's do it.
So you can only keep 2 of these. All right.
Only keep 2.
And I know this, and I say rapid fire so that we go fast. But it's not
Me and Lauren have
fast.
proven incapable of that.
Right.
Make a choice quickly.
Right.
I'm usually pretty quick on these, but let's
keep 2, y'all.
Keep 2.
Oh, give me shrimp and steak.
I
could put the shrimp taco in the steak taco and be very happy.
It's a surf and turf taco.
Oh yeah.
All that guacamole on that steak.
Doug has to go chicken and shrimp because of the heart. So that's
true.
But
that's
shrimp
right.
is also
but I'm gonna
right? Or something.
Can I say something about shrimp?
Okay.
The frozen shrimp. No, the frozen shrimp. You think it's like, oh, it's frozen shrimp. That shit is fucking loaded with sodium. I mean, it is incredibly high in sodium. I don't know why frozen shrimp is so high in sodium. So my inclination was actually to go with.
It comes from the ocean.
Okay,
it's very salty in the ocean.
Well,
the ocean.
So does fucking fish, and it's frozen fish is not high in sodium. So,
isn't it though?
It's not. So my inclination would be not shrimp because of that. It would be beef and chicken tacos. Because I can make beef tacos really fast.
Lauren.
I feel
faster than me.
Okay. I mean, okay. I want to say I'm gonna go shrimp and
taco.
Steak. Steak is like asada, right? Because that's like in like chunks. So steak and shrimp. My first inclination was chicken, but I was like, no, I can like make that. I was like, I guess I could also make shrimp, but shrimp and steak. I'm committing. I don't know that one.
I'm gonna do steak and chicken.
Steak and chicken.
Yeah. Pretty simple, right?
It is. None of those are tacos that I usually make. Like So it was.
Lauren just goes
Oh.
straight Al Pastor all the time at home.
Oh my god! But it's so good.
Berto,
What's up?
before we get to what are you watching, real quick, I want you to answer this question. I want you to answer it fast.
Okay.
Because I know this shit's gonna be interesting. So, Roberto, what conspiracy theory do you actually believe?
Ooh.
I'm trying to think about like what conspiracy theories still could be true. Like, what conspiracy do I actually
What
believe
conspiracy?
is true?
Like, name some.
There's a million of them.
Yeah, help
Oh
me
my
out.
God.
And my brain like literally was like, "Ooh, what are the-"
I've locked up. I'm like,
Elvis is still alive. Tupac's still alive.
No.
The Harvey Oswald acted alone or not.
The nine there were no plane crash into the Pentagon. Osama bin Laden's still alive. What else? Who's still alive that's dead?
Is it all about the death? So those the main
Not
ones.
always. Not always.
A lot of it.
The moon landing was faked.
Donald Trump won the 2020 election. I mean, there's all I mean, come on. This should be
okay. All right, you ready?
UFO. There are no
You
UFOs.
ready? This is one that I haven't totally let go of that like since high school.
Oh, I'm excited.
Okay.
I feel like I'm gonna have follow-up questions. Go on.
Yeah. David Geffen had Kurt Cobain killed because he knew Nirvana was going to break up and he could make more money off a dead Kurt Cobain than a live one.
Is that a is that a theory? Is that a thing?
That's
your
my
theory.
It is my personal.
Wait, is that a thing?
It is Berto's own conspiracy.
Yeah, no, like
That he has not let go of.
that I've not completely let go of. No.
Now this is zero on the timeline. Begin conspiracy theory in the masses.
That's right. Like this is something I don't talk about it much because it sounds out there.
Yes, there's that one.
Wow. I just watched we're gonna do what are you watching, so I'll save it. But no, I think that was just my one that I'm like, I still low key think that like Kurt Cobain did not commit suicide. I think that someone with an interest in him in Nirvana continuing to be what they are, and knowing that like you at that time you look back at the Beatles have been broken up for years and John Lennon was dead and they're still selling like millions and millions of records, that having him grow and change as an artist was going to be less profitable.
Gotcha.
So,
that's fascinating.
Doug, do you have
yeah, the CIA killed Martin Luther King Jr.
Okay. Oh, that's a good one.
I thought that was just true.
It's never been.
I didn't know that was a conspiracy
proven,
theory.
But
right,
considering what he was talking about and revolutionary, what he was talking about,
COINTELPRO, all that shit.
I totally believe that the government had a hand in his death.
Well, this whole thing that the COINTELPRO guy was supposed to be Malcolm X's bodyguard, but he was actually in the FBI, like that's fucked up.
Yeah. Lauren, I'll let you. Lauren, you look like you're still working through this one, so I'll let you.
I might not have a good answer. I don't. I might have to pass on this one just because, like, I'm.
Let me go through it.
I'm fascinated by all of them.
We'll give you more time.
That the X-Files was a documentary. That's.
Oh, I love that. I love that. The X-Files was my all-time favorite shows, so I love that idea.
This is the David Lena acapella sing theme songs.
I'm going to say that who I can't pronounce the dude's name, so you're going to have to help me. Who is the ex-Wagner commander who went to who's going to Moscow? Then he's like, "No, I'm not." What's his name? Porzingis or something? Prigozhin. Yes.
Porzingis is the guy who just got traded to
the Boston Celtics and
can't
play because he fucking sucks because he's injured.
That's Porzingis.
Suck on it, Gavea.
Who am I talking about?
Porzingis. I'm gonna say Porzingis.
Prigozhin. Okay, I believe that Prigozhin is not dead. So there we go. So because it's they claim that Putin shot him out of the air, which is very valid and true and very believable. I just think that that's all a story and this dude's hiding somewhere and all that. So that's my dumb little conspiracy theory. So that I kind of believe. Not much, but you know.
You're suspicious that it is real.
Well, I don't believe anything out of Russia at all. So
That's fair. That's fair.
anything, zero, nothing. Like there's nothing out of that propaganda machine that I don't think anybody should believe on face value at all whatsoever. So that's why I'm all wishy-washy. Lauren, is there anything that you're wishy-washy on?
I mean, probably.
Guy Fieri is an alien.
Oh my God! Why was I looked up at a TV at a bar and there was Guy Fieri and E40 like eating a sandwich. It was like I took a picture of the screen. I was like, "Is E40 with Guy Fieri on a cooking show at this bar?" It was the weirdest thing. It was
ish.
It was so weird. It was like that was like Snoop Dogg and Martha Stewart. It was like so weird.
You're like, why is this? The worlds are colliding.
And I like if I'd heard about it ahead of time, I'd been prepared. But I just looked up and saw it, and it just like shook me.
That's true. It caught you off guard. You weren't ready.
Is he though, JHG?
There was a whole trance song about that by LA Style called James Brown is Dead. James Brown is dead, not
I mean,
Elvis.
James
sure?
Brown's got to be dead by now.
I
Sure?
would think
Elvis
so.
too. Like they'd
Maybe
be
he got
100
on
years
up, though.
old. Like
And we saw what Elvis looked like at the end. He wasn't living to 100.
No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. All right, y'all. All right. I'll be quick. Tomorrow, me and my sons are watching.
nice.
Oh, such a good one.
And it's funny because, like, it's hard for me to hype that movie as much as it not only was back in the day, but actually how it was. I was trying to explain to the boys about how, you know, how like a lot of times these movies get overhyped and then you walk in and you're just like, that sucked. Like, that was literally one of the only not only, but that was one movie that, like, it was hyped up. You were pumped up going in and you were pumped up coming out. And it was just a really, really great thing. So they saw Terminator 1. They liked it like 2 weeks ago or about a month, or it was about a month and a half ago. They saw it. They really liked it, actually. So that aged well. So I'm really, really looking forward to seeing how they like the plot twist and all that. They don't know Schwarzenegger like we do. They don't know Schwarzenegger governor or any of that.
That dude gave me $300.
The Schwarzenegger governor?
Yeah.
Look at that. See? He was horrible. But
He gave
that
me
aside,
$300 though.
and so did Trump. Did you like him?
Trump gave me $300. Trump, the
Trump
one
gave
year
you
I
some-
owed
Trump gave
the
you
one-
money.
The one year
Yeah.
I owed like $4,000 in taxes and had to set up a payment plan. That was under Trump. So I'm not down with that at all.
Yeah, but he did give you a $300 stimulus check or some bullshit. Remember, it was
Yeah, whatever.
signed by his name instead of the treasurer. Remember that? Remember all that
Yeah.
bullshit?
Yeah,
Anyway,
whatever.
T2. Looking forward to it again. I haven't seen it in a long ass time. Great flick. And I was just trying to like create the hype with my kids, and they're just like, dude, just turn the movie. Shut
Can
up.
I ask you how are you trying to create this hype?
Well,
What does that mean?
He's
And
just
I have a
asking
question
them
after
for their
lunch.
clothes, their boots, and their motorcycle over and over again, and they're just like, I don't fucking get it.
I don't know what's happening.
so how I created the hype, I could actually so in our
Did you create
in
a
our-
trailer for
no,
yourself?
He was
In our-
like, do you understand that nothing like the Liquid Terminator had ever been seen before? It was the most amazing thing. There was this thing in the 90s called the Video Toaster. It was the greatest special effects program ever created.
to answer your question, Lauren. I sent them a couple pointed messages about it. And here I'm gonna read exactly what I sent them.
Hype me.
It was an estimated so T2 they spent an estimated 94 million to 100 million budget on it, making it the most expensive movie made at that time. Terminator 2 earned $520 million, making it the highest grossing film of 1991 and the third highest grossing film of all time. Terminator 2 is considered one of the best science fiction, action, and sequel films ever made, as well as better to, if not better than, Terminator, the main one. So I just sent them some information like, look,
Some
it's big.
stats.
And
Here's some stats.
right. And the reason why I think that's relevant is because they're all still wrapped up in the Barbie movie, Barbie making $1 million. How much more did Oppenheimer and all? So they're all kind of wrapped up into those like stats and all that. So I'm like, yo, look at T2 was just the same. And my oldest one got it. My youngest one doesn't generally give a fuck about almost anything I say. So that was like kind of like par. Doug laughs because he knows my son.
It's been a month since we were last on.
but-
Is there a Hoppenheimer beer yet?
I don't know, but anyway, so we can move on, Lauren.
the
That's how I
research
kind of
folks.
hyped it up. And I don't hype up movies. Sometimes I'm just like, hey, here's a movie. It's pretty good. Watch it. But I feel that T2 deserves some hype because that's kind of what kind of movie it was. So we'll be watching that tomorrow. It'll be fun.
I do feel like a quality sequel is hard to come by. So that is a very valid. I mean, I know that is also subjective a little bit, but like it's a valid point to be made.
Yep. And JHG, I can't, or I'm sorry, Daniel, my bad. I thought it was JHG, it was Daniel. Daniel, I can't think about this movie without hearing that song in my head.
Mm-hmm.
So like,
Hum it for
literally, I can't.
And I was like,
Literally, I
I mean,
can't.
Can you
Like,
hum it?
I think
hum
of
it for
T2,
us?
I think of
what is this?
Axl
song?
Rose. So
Sing
like,
us a couple bars.
unless I want this to be banned and removed, I can't.
Just do it really poorly.
Well, Axl Rose doesn't do it great, so.
Terrible things is like all night.
But real quick on Axl Rose, I did not know that he's like a MAGA troll person, Doug. No, he's not MAGA. He trolls MAGA on Twitter and all that. I didn't know that about
Better or worse than Eve 6? Because Eve 6 has like the best
Eve 6
right wing troll game.
Oh, that's wonderful.
A bummer.
Oh no, it's a good thing.
No, trolling the right wingers. Like
Right.
Oh,
right.
the Eve 6
right.
guy is like
They're cool
absolutely
doing
out for blood
Followed.
against the mob. The
I'm
MAGAs.
drinking hard alcohol. I'm sorry.
But you're only
Following you. I didn't eat actual dinner
American
yet.
Tail.
Neither did I. I'm with
I was
you.
like, and I was like, have you? I was like, I ate a half a peanut butter and jelly sandwich over the sink like a true adult.
There you go.
Doug,
You're a dad now. You don't know that.
That's how dads eat.
You
When they're
hastily
young.
ate a
Also,
half
to
a
be
sandwich
fair,
over the sink for
way
dinner.
back when you started talking about, I mean, we don't have to go there, but mushrooms, I was like, haha, because you're a fun guy. And Daniel beat me to it. But I've been hanging out with dads too long.
I was in a
Yeah.
a band called Fun Guy, and we played a show called No Moss. No Moss.
Oh my god.
It was fantastic. Anyway,
Sorry.
Yeah, Manny, we're not
Greg.
talking about his singing, which his singing wasn't good in his heyday, actually. So I could see why he'd be horrible. Now, that's my opinion. Come at me, Guns N' Roses fans. Sorry. Always been a Def Leppard over Guns N' Roses, but that's just me. Anyway, Doug, this is your favorite sequel, right?
I've never seen the first, and if there's a sequel, I'll never see it.
There
Fuck
isn't a
that.
sequel. Spoiler alert, there isn't one.
it was about him trying to get the rock back. It actually took 3 days. Like he actually rose back up on the first day and was like, this rock is really heavy.
Oh, he rose, huh?
He had to
He rose.
he had to get like a lever. He had to get like a plant. He was,
Use
Nah.
some simple machines.
there was a lot
Nah,
involved.
he just had some meds to help him get up.
JHG, Alien and Aliens is on deck for us. It's coming soon.
Aliens
coming
is
soon.
great.
I just can't find. Actually, you can't find that anywhere online, y'all. So
Prime.
I'm literally.
I'll
You
go
can't
Prime.
find it anywhere online for free. So I'm
Oh, that's
literally
right.
getting it from the library. And again, you might want to double check. That, Doug. I don't think
Underutilized.
both of them are there. I think only one because I
Yeah,
looked.
Red
recently.
Redbox.
But-
Forget Redbox. You got to go to the library.
Yeah, I don't listen. I got like 17 streaming services. If it's not on one of them, then fuck it.
Like you're not
Really,
going
seriously,
really
at this
for it?
point, I can't do
Does
it.
it have-
Like,
If you want to go and
can't.
watch half a movie and then have it skip a bunch of times, like the library is your place. And then you
But
just
it's
go to the
free?
next chapter and you read the synopsis for that part, and then you move on. It's great.
Side note,
Doug?
in a quick Google, it looks like Aliens might be on Hulu. Maybe. No pressure. No,
Yeah, I
no
don't have that
guarantees.
one.
Oh,
don't
you
have
have
that.
all
I
of
do.
them but
I
that.
do.
I have none of
I,
them.
I might be persuaded to share my ID and password with you, Greg. Anyway,
That's cool.
Yep.
I don't care. Library's cool though, because I got to go there and the kids got to go there and all that. So whatever. Either way,
Underutilized
cool.
resource, folks.
for
Yeah.
sure.
My 8-year-old has made a goal of going to the library every day this school year.
Going. Just
Sweet.
going.
Just
Doug.
going, but she actually checks out books, and she always tells the librarian, like, my mom has my card, but here's my name and my address, and they like let her take books. And like the other day she came home, it's so adorable. She came home, she's like, I got these 4 books, and I'm like, we own all 4 of those. Like, good job. She's like, well,
I
but
love kids.
these are mine for today.
Doug,
Oh my god.
what are you watching, Doug?
What's Doug
All right,
watching?
so this is what I'm
is
watching.
this?
Class of 09. This is on Hulu. What's interesting,
Oh.
Greg, this is a time traveling show of sorts. It's like if Minority Report and racism were combined. It is.
I feel like they were.
They were, but like way more poignant because the guy who's Brian Tyree Henry, who's this dude
Oh,
right here.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
He is the recruit that eventually becomes the FBI, like the runner of the FBI, the director.
FBI Director Teo Michaels, I believe.
Yes, Teo Michaels, you're
Yes.
correct.
It's in the clip.
Yeah. So anyway,
He's done some great stuff.
yeah, but Kate Mara's in it. One of the guys from Sense8, which is fucking awesome. A great
I
show.
still haven't watched.
If you've never seen Sense8,
I've
be
heard it's
prepared.
fantastic.
That is
It's
a
lot,
horny.
right?
That is a horny fucking show. Just be
Okay,
prepared.
that is not a prep. That is not. I was not prepared for that, so that's good to know, I guess.
Well, it is directed by one of the Wachowskis, who is a
Right.
trans person, and it is just one of the main characters is trans as well.
Okay.
It is such a good Sense8 is such a good show. What I
They're
think is
fantastic.
funny, what I think is really funny about this show is they're at the FBI. So it basically starts in 09 when they're just starting out. Then the second is in today's 2023, and then there's a future one which they don't specify the year. So that's why you have them all looking different as they go through, right?
That's interesting.
So when they're at 09, when they are in the academy, one of the academy directors is the woman who is from the pit in Silence of the Lambs. She is an FBI director, which Silence of the Lambs is all about Clarice Starling, who's in the FBI, and one of the FBI trainers is like the woman from who got trapped in the pit in fucking Silence of the Lambs.
Like,
fucking great.
Like the character or the actor?
The actor is there.
I was gonna say, like, if they made the character, that would be an amazing arc.
I don't know. I don't know if the
into
character
the
is-
Hannibal universe.
Yeah, but the actor is definitely the person who was trapped in, got trapped in the pit.
Did
So,
it put the lotion on?
Yeah, and also one of the guys from Lost is a bad guy in it. I'm going to tell you, it's just, I'm only 2 episodes in. Yeah, the lotion in the basket lady. You're exactly right, Chuck.
That's right.
I'm only 2 episodes in. I
is a
am so
confusing
so
reference.
excited to see where it goes because the guy, the black guy becomes director of FBI, and he shifts their focus from investigators to AI because people were so flawed and heavily on black people to arrest them. Like that's his whole premise is like, I want to get it away from people because they're so flawed and they always look at it this way. And I want to get it to a point where AI is actually determining who the crooks are.
Yeah.
And that's where it gets into kind of the Minority Report AI thing. And it's really super interesting.
I got a cover letter for a job application recently written by ChatGPT, and I don't want that figuring out who the criminals are. I gotta say.
Agreed. And I'm only in the second episode, and that second episode was like very questioning, as like, well, these certain people didn't do anything, and the guy was like, yeah, but this is what the algorithm determined, so clearly they were gonna do.
Yeah.
It's very Minority Report. I'm just telling you.
And the whole twist is it's like a black guy profiling people. Sure that's going over well.
And he is not profiling people. The AI is.
But he's a proponent of the AI.
He is because he wants people taking out of it because the people were
Right,
racist.
yeah, that's it, but that's right. That's the irony of it, right? That's
whole
they're like,
thing.
ha, even black
Ha.
guys can do things wrong.
Right. And Doug hasn't seen the end of it when it turns out that the AI is racist, right? Is that where this is
It
going?
probably will be.
Maybe.
Probably will be.
Because it learns, right? So it learns from something.
I mean,
Right.
the AI is
Racist.
trained by people, so.
So
anyway.
Lauren,
we are flawed.
you have anything you're watching?
Yeah,
We know Bird
Lauren's
does.
watching the scotch in that bottle go down. That's what she.
it's fine. What am I watching? What have I finished watching? Okay, I'm gonna say several things. I watched semi recently on Netflix like watch this thing that's trending, and it was like movie Happiness for Beginners. It has like Ellie, is that Kemper or whatever from The Office? Erin from The Office is in it, and it's like sort of rom-com vibes. But the hilarious thing about it is the like wilderness guide man is very straightforward, where he's just like, here's the problem, don't do this, here's the rules, and then someone complains about something and he goes, you're the problem. And I was just laughs because like the thing that you want to say to so many people, but like he just says, you're like, these are great lines that this guy is giving. So like entertaining, not a classic movie by any means, but was super entertaining. Also, I do a lot of it's hard because like I want to watch things, but I don't always have a lot of time. But I like sound. So I tend to half watch things while I'm doing other things. And I've been doing a lot of half watching of Bones from back in the day and NCIS. Don't really know why, but I've been finding there's a lot of weird character crossover. Not character, but like this actress is also a random cameo in this season, but this person who's like a main staple also is like a cameo in this. And it's very weird because I'm sort of half watching them both simultaneously while I do things.
It hurts me that you said that like a show that came out after I was 30 is from back in the day. So
I mean, because I only say back in the, to be fair, I say back in the day because like I don't think they're still happening. Like I don't know actually, because I don't pay for real cable. I don't know if there's like new ones happening. So I feel like they're over. So they're
probably over, but
past.
like
yeah,
it's a lot of things that are over, Lauren. Like you know, like you know, that one show is recently.
Many shows. Also, I have not seen many shows, but I enjoy those. It's
yeah.
still going. What are they on? Like season 25?
Oh, there's like 8 of them though. There's like NCIS
like
Miami
and NCIS,
and NCIS
like New Orleans,
Tokyo, and NCIS. Yeah. There's
so, like,
one with LL Cool J.
Right. I don't remember which one that is. I've been watching like OG NCIS wherever they are. DC, which is DC.
That would make sense.
It's the OG one is the one that I've been watching because there's like something like 15 or 18 seasons on Netflix, so it's available. And
you want to talk about listening to things? My 8-year-old is doing like a pseudo entire Simpsons watch through, but she's only picking like Treehouse of Horror and then like other ones that she thinks are going to be really interesting. So she's not like watching every single one.
We're cherry picking,
right? She's still going season by season.
Okay, season by season specials.
But I hear like I'm doing stuff around the house, and I hear all of them, and it is fantastic.
It's true. Like there is something nice about watching things that either like you've watched but or like can recognize enough. It's like very comforting and nice. Although the two that I'm watching are like murdery and not my usual vibe because like I don't like horror, but apparently I can do crime, so whatever.
True crime, little true crime.
Not in the same level that a lot of my friends really like true crime, but yes.
I know it's weird. It's going to sound weird, but I like the word murdery. It's interesting. Berto, anything you watching?
So it's funny we brought up Tupac because one that had been on my list that I finally just kind of binged through was Dear Mama. the
Where's that?
5-part Tupac documentary on Hulu, which
Ooh.
was really, really good. There's a lot. Having even lived through that era and being into hip hop, there was a lot I didn't know. I watched the biopic, but there's a lot I didn't know about Tupac. And they went into a lot about, because it's about him, but it's also about his mom. And the whole thing, a lot of it is interviews with his mom and with his aunt, like obviously interviews that were recorded before his mom died, and with his aunt and other people who were close to him, but who are sort of more in the family and not so much like his entourage or like whatever. And, you know, then there's other music industry people in it, but really, really interesting for people who maybe don't already know everything about Tupac. And if you already do know everything Tupac, maybe you'll learn something about his mom or about the Black Panthers or about that whole thing that I never really picked up on, because by the time he died, I was like 19 or something, you know. So there was a lot of it that I didn't know. We didn't have the internet, we didn't have all that back then so much.
That's true.
We had AOL, we had Prodigy.
Oof.
But yeah, that was really interesting. And then of course there's a new season of Reservation Dogs, and there's Ahsoka, and there's Only Murders in the Building. We're bouncing around on those, but the one that really gripped me recently was that Tupac documentary.
All right, all right. And I have to address something here, which is this. Where is it here?
Oh,
Okay, so we have
Oh, I
this.
know. I was like, good, bad.
I
Wait,
didn't realize it was Star Trek Day.
what day? Why?
Yeah, I was ready for this. As y'all see,
Oh,
today is Star Trek Day. And I guess today is the day that you celebrate Star Trek. Our Star Trek heads are clearly on this.
Why
I
is
have-
it today?
Yeah, I was a question. Is it because it's just Star Trek Day, or is it like referenced in Star Trek in
Is
some
this like
way?
the day that the new world,
Like, you know how like Back
galactic
to the
government-
Future has like Back to the Future Day because it's like the date on the thing. Like,
Yeah.
is it
May
just
the
a-
4th has May the 4th.
Oh, it's
Oh,
the
there we go.
first episode. Oh my god. What is time?
Look at that. I didn't even.
Yeah, Lauren, where were you in 1963? Do you remember?
I
Like
don't
that.
think I was even a glimmer in anybody's eyeball.
Or were you on the end of your previous life?
Possibly there was enough time that could have been the case.
Have you
I
guys
mean,
have you guys ever seen the video where the one guy said that when you die and you see the white light, that's actually the white light of you being born into your next life as you come out of the
No, oh my god.
Yeah,
Like
I
it's
think
very
I'm like,
when I was a
cyclical.
freshman in high school, I think a high senior told me that
This feels
one day
on
when
point.
we were at a
Like
party.
part of me, I was like, I don't know a lot about conspiracy theory. Like that might be one where I'd be like, maybe.
I think actually the white light you see is you entering John Malkovich's head. That's
Oh, that'd be great.
What?
That'd be very crowded though.
well, if you see
At
all the
this point.
movie, it gets pretty crowded in there. An old
Yeah,
Malkovich,
that's true.
Malkovich.
One of the weirdest movies I've ever seen. But
It's amazing. I love it so much. I gotta have my kids watch that one.
Before we move on, I was going to say, or I was going to ask, do y'all have any favorite Star Trek movies, shows, anything you remember from it that you like, anything that resonates with you, anything?
When I was a kid, I was so obsessed with Star Trek. Like I would get every Star Trek thing from the Scholastic little
Book fair?
book thing.
The little
The little
half
paper,
sheet of newspaper.
the little half sheet newspaper thing, and I had this Star Trek trivia book, and this is pre Next Generation, so this is just
Oh.
like
What was it, the
nostalgia
Voyager?
for the original show. There was just
No.
one Star Trek show. There was just one series at that time, and I had the trivia, and I knew every answer in that book.
Is there a fun trivia that stays with you to this day that I should know?
Nothing that I think
I should
not
know.
everyone knows. Like I think everyone
Oh.
knows. Like
I mean,
the doors
make
weren't
this-
automatic back then. They just had like two dudes like trying to pull them apart and push them together again.
did they do the thing?
That
first,
makes sense.
Did they
I've
make
never
a
thought
noise and
about
open it? Like they did
First
that at the same
interracial
time?
kiss on television between Kirk and Uhuru.
Okay.
So that was on American television anyway.
First kiss between a green person and a white person was on Star Trek.
I don't know if that's true though. That's the thing. But the first kiss between an actual black person and a white person on television was
Important moments.
on Star Trek.
That's cool.
Yeah, like I don't have it memorized anymore, but and then like one of my greatest memories of being little was my dad taking me to see Wrath of Khan. And those the things that go in your ear and take over your mind, like I was freaked out about those for years as a child.
That seems valid.
Like I was like, they put like a bug and it looked like a pill bug, like a potato bug, you know, a roly poly.
They're everywhere.
And yeah, and I was like, oh my god, like it was bigger, but on the like it was.
Did it look like the bugs they use in the Matrix that went in through your belly button? Because that shit was fucking freaky.
And then
those seem different.
when I was, I don't know, maybe in like 7th grade, we went down to the Monterey Bay Aquarium where they had filmed Star Trek 4. And they had like the big fake whale there.
Oh, love the whale.
And it was great because they like, you actually, it wasn't like the don't touch. It was like, go ahead and touch. And like, we were like, oh, it's rubbery. It's weird. But that was a great one because that Star Trek 4 was filmed in San Francisco. It was filmed in the Bay Area. And like, you know, Chekhov, like, we must find the nuclear vessels in Alameda. Like, and then they're like, that was like, when we were enemies with the Russians, before we were friends with the Russians, before we were enemies with the Russians, right? Like, so it was still, then they're like, oh my God, a Russian, he's at our airbase, like whatever. It was, you know, big high comedy moments. And like Scotty talking, like he tries to talk to the computer and the guy goes, use the mouse. And he's like, hello, computer. Like, it was great. It was fantastic.
I'm like mad that I laughed at that as much as I did.
Daniel says lower decks, lower decks, lower decks.
Lower decks.
He says, yeah.
Is Lower Decks the
animated one? Yeah.
Yep. JC says Wrath of Khan is the best.
I will say
Daniel read the Star Trek encyclopedia front to back.
Oh my God.
Does that surprise anyone that Daniel read those?
No, and also generally shocked.
There was a time in the
I love Daniel, but that is exactly the kind of thing I'd be like, what are you reading? I'm reading the Star Trek encyclopedia and technical manuals. I'm like, okay, I'm reading not that. Like,
there was a time in the 90s when people were putting Klingon down as like a language on their college applications. Like, this shit was real. Like, people be into Star Trek.
It's true. I was not back in the day because I, as a youngin, would like watch TGIF on Fridays, and then like Star Trek would come on and be like, oh my God, there's like scary alien figure things. It's like, I don't know what's going on, and I was not prepared for it. But as an adult, I've watched some, and I enjoy I do enjoy TNG, Next Generation. I have not seen movies. I mean, I've seen some, like one of the recent movies, but I've not seen Wrath of Khan. I don't know, like worth looking into.
You gotta see Ricardo Montalban, his rich Corinthian leather. It's amazing.
Okay. Well, that's on the to-do list now.
Did he say he's playing in the movie?
That's not. That's the other. That's Tattoo.
I know. I
was like, I know none of this.
Do you have any?
Sorry.
No, go.
I had one more thing to say about Star Trek that I think is interesting about like the evolution of the Klingons. Not like their actual evolution, but their evolution and how they're depicted. And I think probably then, I'm sure maybe you guys have noticed this, and the big Star Trek people out there, maybe you've noticed this. Klingons always depict whoever America is afraid of at the time. And so the original Klingons in the original series are definitely Asian coded because it was a big Red Scare, China, Japan, like both on the communism side and on the economic, like push-pull between Japan and the United States kind of side. And so the Klingons were very like Scotch tape Asian, right? You know what I'm saying, Lauren, when I say Scotch tape Asian? Yeah.
Unfortunately, immediately, yes.
Yeah, okay.
I do not, as a white guy.
So it's when they had white actors, like if you watch like The Good Earth, like back in the day, like they would take white actors and they would like
tape their eyebrows.
They would like, yeah.
Like, Asian now.
Right. And so the original Klingons, the original series, are very Asian coded, and then you get to Next Generation, and Worf is just like a black guy with like a weird head, right? He's just like because that was like our like late '80s, early '90s like gangster rap, like black people, like we Asian
Scary.
America's always hated black people in general, but like that like it was like really so. Then the Klingons were just like it's a black guy, and then you go to like the more recent movies, and the Klingons have become very Arab, you know,
Hmm.
and it's really interesting to see like America's like biggest cultural fear played out across like different generations of Klingons, whereas like everyone else like has stayed more or less the same.
That's actually fascinating. I feel like I now need to watch all of it, which is
Oh,
challenging.
Good luck. Good luck.
and
I
well,
know.
and Lauren, my Asian sister. The other thing is that the Vulcans are the other side of the Asian stereotype. So the Klingons originally were the like the Genghis Khan mongrel horde, like rape and pillage, scary
Mhm.
Asians, and then the Vulcans were the dispassionate, inscrutable, good at math, no emotion.
That's me.
Yeah, no emotion Asians who like model minority Asians, right? And
Yeah.
then Sulu was just like an actual Asian, right? So you had like what was it like for George Takei to be like sitting there like Asian stereotype on one side and Asian stereotype on the other side, and then he just has to like be Asian, like a normal Asian guy, like none of that happening.
Oh,
So yeah, Star Trek. I have a lot to say actually about the depiction of Asians in science
like it
fiction
feels
over
like
the
me
generation.
again to teach a college course about this.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
yeah, just like the I went to see episode 1 of Star Wars with the like Asian American Club from Cal, and Newt Gunray, like the evil trade federation comes on, and they're like bad Asian stereotypes like yellow peril take over your economy, like oh we will get princess Amidala. We're all like looking at each other like oh my god are you guys seeing this, like is anyone else like oh yeah it was brutal.
All right, Doug. I don't know how you follow that up, but do you have any Star Trek favorites, ideas,
Just
like
the more recent ones, but
anecdotes?
no, I don't because I'm not a huge Star Trek fan, nor am I a huge Star Wars fan. So
I think those stars.
I just don't. I'm like, okay, they both good stories. I'm more partial, obviously, to the more recent ones where Chris Pine is young Captain Kirk, I think, or is he a different captain?
He is Captain Kirk. He's like, and they do all the alternate blending timeline stuff.
What
Yeah.
series are you talking about, Doug?
No, it is the most recent
movie?
series.
Movie?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So there's like I think there's 3 of them. Could be wrong.
Okay.
But I enjoy those because here's the thing. I am not a person who really enjoys a lot of older movies. It is not my jam for the most. But here's the thing: if it's maybe like, for instance, I watched The Shining once just to kind of be like, I read the book. The book was excellent. I watched a movie. The movie sucked, and it was in the 70s, and it was slow. And here's the thing: when it comes to movies, 80s are about the best I can do because when it comes to 70, the storytelling is so slow.
In terms of history,
Not
historical, older.
It is
not
not history.
older
It is more like my brain is not geared towards give me this slow burn.
Style.
Like
Yeah.
I can do a slow burn in certain realms, and it's usually horror because horror has a way of building and building and building and building and building.
Anticipation.
And here's the thing, like the other part of like the movie that I was like, oh well, The Shining is a slow burn, great. And I know about how bad Kubrick was to Shelley Duvall, how she had to go to a mental institution because he fucked her up mentally so bad.
Yikes.
And he has done that. He did Eyes Wide Shut, and he fucked up Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman to a point where he was like, I'm going to film this scene. Hey, Tom Cruise, you don't get to watch what I'm doing to your wife. Like, that is the kind of director he was. He was a kind of person that would just fuck with people to a point. I'm going to fuck with your mental health. So watching The Shining with that as a backdrop made it very hard to watch that movie. But but to the point is like, it's not saying that old movies are bad. I'm not saying that. It's just like I need a faster pace.
It's not your vibe.
Well, here's the thing.
Cool.
I can't sit still for like 5 minutes most times, so that your fucking movie better be making me sit still.
Doug
wait.
watched the 10-minute version of Casablanca. Was like, fuck it.
I'll never watch that book.
We need
I've
the
never seen
highlights.
that movie. I will never watch that movie. It's too slow. I know it. I watched a few minutes of it at my parents the other day. Literally the other day. I was like, this is goddamn mind-bendingly bad because nobody is fucking move. It's just misogyny on misogyny on misogyny.
That's the time, right?
Yeah.
What's appropriate for the time is always a challenge.
Yeah. Greg, sorry.
Tie it in, please. What the hell does that have to do with Star Trek?
Nothing. I'm just saying.
Doug doesn't
older
like
mo-
Star Trek. That's the point.
No, I'm just
Old
saying, like
Star Trek.
the older
Okay.
movies, like so, like
The
Wrath
pace.
of Khan is about the most recent Star Trek movie I can deal with.
When was it?
From a progression point of like, oh well, it moves enough that my brain's going to stay engaged. It's not a fault of those movies. My brain just needs to stay engaged in a lot of ways.
Gotcha. Lauren, no pressure.
I may need to start now.
No. Yeah, no. What you need to do, Lauren. So like Disney Plus does these things. Like
Okay.
Ahsoka came out, and then they'll have like a little playlist of like the
Here's
the
the
necessary Ahsoka episodes from Clone Wars, right? Like, and it's like
like
instead
here's
of
the
having to watch
important ones.
all of Clone Wars, right? It's like here's 12 episodes, so you really get the sense of who this character is.
I have an assumption of like potentially Scholastic Book Fair, Roberto, and Charles and Daniel. Like someone, what's the Cliff's Notes?
Oh
Do
yeah,
I need to?
you got to watch but that's the thing is that like there's got to be somewhere out there a list of like here's
I've
just
read
like
it.
the
I don't
most
know. Is that
important Star Trek episodes from each series,
All right,
right?
what-
And I
that is-
mostly know the original ones, right? Like you got to
Okay,
watch
that's fair.
like the pilot, you got to see Trouble with Tribbles, you got to see
I will. Which I
et
think
cetera.
I have a vague understanding of, but like I will message you for the list.
Yeah, but that is a great point, Daniel, because One Piece is like 1,000 episodes.
That's
No.
okay.
No.
And,
No.
and the thing is, fights
Understood.
like fight scenes, and that can last like 30 episodes in One Piece.
Is this one that's on
Did-
Disney Plus now?
Well, they have a live action version, which sucks. From now, my kids are in it, and they're like, this blows. And one of my kids is like, hey, I'm about 300 episodes into One Piece, and I'm just like kind of done because I can't sit there and watch 30 episodes of the same fight for 30 episodes. And I'm like, dude, one, I will tell you, I despise the way animation is because it is like just this, and to me, like there's no. It feels very much like that is the focus of it instead of being like here's the storylines.
Yes, that was when my kids were watching Naruto. I was like, how come no one talks? They all scream at each other. All of Naruto's dialogue is like, "Hey, good morning, I'm right here. We're having a very calm conversation." Like, what's this freaking kid? Shut the fuck up.
It sounds like very Zach Rosenberg conversation.
It is. It's like if you had to raise Zach Rosenberg as a ninja, that's Naruto.
That was how. What's the one where the people are in the walled city and like the people with just muscles are trying to get into the city?
Daniel, help.
Sodom and Gomorrah?
No. It's a pretty popular one, and my brain's escaping me. So, but it was like my wife and my kids watched it. Greg,
I just want to know where Roberto's drinking.
Oh,
a new thing
I have a new thing. Yes, that is true.
from the pocket
third
dimension.
beer.
From the pocket dimension.
Mhm.
This one I got just because I thought it would be a good finisher for the night, and it's good that I ended up grabbing it last. This is it's not a quadruple leg hamstring breaker or whatever Doug had. It's just a double. It's from Sainted Ladies. It's a Sainted Ladies. It's
Just a double.
From
Probably-
Laughing
Laughing
Monk.
Monk Brewing. He's a
probably
laughing monk. He
I
looks
like
very
9%
jolly.
ABV.
He's a very jolly
8%
month.
ABV. That's
8%. Yeah, which is, that's it's less than a denogonizer, but more than a single IPA. I thought a double IPA was just like 24 ounces, but apparently it's a style, which
yeah.
yeah, you want a double IPA? I don't know if I can handle that much. It's a lot of liquid. Is that?
It's halfway to a 40.
It's almost a 40. Yeah.
That is the anime I was trying to describe. Attack on Titan.
I've heard of this, but I have not watched this.
Yeah. No, I haven't. Like I a couple years ago I watched Akira with my oldest, and it was like a new edit that made more sense, which was great.
Oh,
but
helpful,
still
maybe?
a lot of yelling.
Yeah, not my jam.
But happy
I know.
Star Trek Day to all.
The triple, the quadruple. Like I said, I'm waiting for the quintuple Hoppenheimer IPA.
Someone get on that, please.
Like 19% alcohol volume.
I'd try it.
You have to chew it. That's.
Greg, you look like you're ready to say something.
No, it was started, but it wasn't before. He's answering your question from before.
There we go.
If there is a Manhattan project,
like, wait, I was like, is this like? Would that be legit? Because like that would be great.
That would be awesome.
A Hoppenheimer, a fat boy, a little boy.
Mm-hmm.
No, sorry, I'm starting to get into
history.
All right, y'all. So we're gonna start to get to wrapping up here.
Oh, what?
Yeah. So with that being said, since I don't even know, Roberto's going to tell us about the 40 for 40 when it starts on Sunday, because I don't even know, and I'm running the show.
That's right. It's going to start.
When does it all start? Yeah,
tell us the time zone.
It's gonna. I will. It's gonna start at 9 o'clock Eastern.
Okay.
I think. No, wait. It's gonna start at 10 o'clock Eastern. That's what I meant. 10 o'clock Eastern with our first runner, JHG, coming in at 10:30. And we're gonna figure out the rest of the runners. We know we have
Casey.
We know we have Kel. Casey, how come you're not running?
Sometime.
Do they not run?
He said he would. Go sign up on that form.
I feel like what the hell? Where's
he committed? He's 40 now. We've talked about this.
Casey, we expect to see you running on Sunday at some point.
If you're going to call me out, I'm going to call you out.
We're going to start at 10 o'clock Eastern. And we're going to start slotting people in. And sometime between today and like tomorrow night.
Wait, he just came in from a night out. Oh, wait, hold on, Berto. So he's drinking. So we can tell him what to do?
We can.
Okay. So Casey, join the link, and then we can have a fun after show.
Yes.
Yep.
Bring it in.
But anyway, I'm sorry.
But look, we're going to start the stream at 10 o'clock Eastern, which I know is early for us West Coasters, but I'm going to be up. I'm going to do this with y'all.
Be up.
And then, at some point, I'm trying to get the local people together. We will go and run. We'll pick a destination sometime between now and tomorrow night. Mm-hmm. And if not, we'll just, we'll do it in the church parking lot, like Cal.
Well, yeah, we'll just join that and also have a soundtrack.
No, we'll figure it out. But it's definitely going to start at 10. I can't tell you right now when it's going to end. What I can say is look for the hashtag 40 for 40 race. That's 40 FOR 40 race on Twitter, because we will be updating there. If you want to run, we'll still take you. Come on in. If you are running, please do me a favor. Share it. Try to get the people in your network to pledge for you. Try to get your friends and family to pledge for you, right? Like, do you think you're going to win? Let's go.
Or if you have frenemies who don't think you'll win but want to pledge for someone else, tell them about it anyway.
That's right. And no amount is too small. Someone wants to go on GoFundMe and pledge $1, like, let's do it. Like, whatever. Top 3 are going to get money for their charity. And if you pick the winner as a pledger, you're going to get some money for your charity too. And you don't even have to be able to run, because all you have to do is propel yourself forward for 40 yards. Because we have
Yards.
a prize for the top 3 runners, but we also have prizes for most creative, most hilarious. Like we've got you, right? You
This
want to
is
get
for
carried on a
funsies.
litter like Cleopatra? You want to like
I'm
ride a
for it.
bicycle backwards only on the front wheel because you're some sort of BMX person?
Fixie
And
style.
yeah, you want to do some like that's all we're asking, and get people to come out and pledge, because 100% of this money goes to charity. Like, I mean, except for whatever GoFundMe takes for their own little deal, but everything that we get, there's no like admin fees. We're all just doing this volunteer. Like it's 100% pass through on whatever gets donated. And so, come out, take a look at the charities. If you go to an interdisciplinarylife.com, you can see profiles on all of our runners and the charities they're going for. We're going to be streaming on the 40 for 40 YouTube channel and on Facebook. You can
Go
watch us.
subscribe.
Go subscribe. And we might even have basically some special add-ons as we go on after the race. We're trying to think about how we can pump this up and maybe juice some more donations by maybe donating and hitting some thresholds to have the people on this stream do some silly things. So
And
if you
one of
wanna-
them might be me dancing and putting it on TikTok, which I've never produced a video on TikTok.
No
so
pressure.
we
that
might
would
have
be the first one I ever do.
Doug doing a TikTok dance. We might have Berto doing multiple costume changes, as I've been known to do on the
As
show.
appropriate.
We who knows? We
Ooh.
might have Lauren
cool.
just chugging an entire bottle of non-alcoholic bourbon. Like
TBD.
Like
Join us.
we're gonna figure it out. But we're definitely going to do a wrap up at the end after the race. But yeah, like join us on Sunday. Go to the GoFundMe and please go ahead and pledge your favorite runner. And remember that this is all just a lark. It's for fun. It's for charity. And come have some fun with us.
Yeah. I also want to chime in with a quick thing of just yes, we're live streaming on Sunday. So like the running and the things is happening then, and that's kind of a deadline. But if in the sense of donating, supporting, maybe not guessing who's going to win because we'll know at that point. But afterwards, again, for these potential thresholds we're talking about, I think there's a chance we're going to keep this open. So again, if you're like busy on Sunday and want to like watch and check it out or support later, yeah, do it after. That's also fine. Or before, like right now, that's also fine.
And like was said at the beginning of the show, like you could potentially even just look at the charities that are listed for the runners and decide to donate to one. Like just
it's
all on
all
your
good
own
cause. Because why
because
not?
they're all great. They're all great organizations. They're all great causes.
We will lead out with our charities so y'all can get a friendly reminder of who's in now. And then once I get all the charities, we'll do that. So you'll be able to see that if you go to our YouTube page, all the charities will be out there, that little video that I have. So if y'all want to pick through the charities and be picky about who you're going to select and who you want to do, so you can go there to do that too.
And
we got all the resources. We just don't tell y'all until 2 days before. But it's cool though. It's cool. We're cool.
All good.
Right.
Procrastinators, right? Who wait till the deadline. That we're here for you.
That's
right.
What's
happening.
And shout out to my charity, Whole Women's Health, because I think the video doesn't maybe have their name on it, but they are a women's health clinic that does abortion services, among other things, that was forced to leave Texas and go just across the border to continue providing needed health services for women in and around Texas.
Solid stuff. So check it out. We can share links in places, or let us know if you need links for stuff. will also be streaming on Sunday, which you, I believe, will also be able to watch after. Again, like if you have plans already, still join us, check it out, watch the chaos of the running and the anchors, and whatever ends up happening, as well as later supporting by donating, sharing, still supporting the cause, because there's still much to be done and funds to raise, and just doing it in a fun, silly way with friendly people.
But Charlie, without your face,
No, there's people that do that. There's people that do things without their face, so it's fine.
I'm let me be, Doug. I want to see his face. That's all I'm talking about, bro.
Greg misses
Show
Charles.
your face. Charles is pretty. It's no, not pretty. Sorry, handsome. How about that?
It could be pretty
He
too.
can be pretty too.
Yeah, but pretty
It
is
is pretty handsome.
No. Touche.
I feel pretty.
Whatever.
Daniel, are you running, Daniel? Is somebody
Yeah.
at your house?
I think
You're
Daniel's
propelling
gonna be a
yourself
late.
forward.
I think
Him-
Daniel's
Wait,
going to be a
wait,
late
wait,
ad
wait,
along with
wait.
Casey.
Him and his wife.
Wait,
Him and his
hold
wife.
on, hold on. Is any of your names Daniel? Oh yeah, okay. No, it's not. Let Daniel answer. Thank you. Anyway,
Doesn't have to be run. Just to be clear, run / propelling forward
right.
movement.
The slower y'all
Wait,
are, the
Dan
better.
Berto, Dan Lauren.
Dan Berto.
Yeah. It's like how a lot of Japanese things end in san. That's the beginning. That's the prefix of our names. You just didn't know it's silent.
So pretty works, y'all. Oh. Look at that.
Yes.
I'm
Daniel?
excited.
Daniel, do you have a charity you want to tell us about real quick? We can put it up here. And after so Roberto, are you finished? Do you have anything more? Then we'll get to Doug's comments.
I'm good.
And
Let's
then
go
we'll
with
wrap it up
Doug.
here.
Let's go to Doug.
Doug, what are your comments about the 40 for 40? What are you looking forward to? Is there anything you think we missed? What's going on?
I don't think it's anything we missed. Like I said, this has been a weird season for us. Usually last year we had a lot more organization, but like I think we were all in the midst of just sort of life kind of taking over a bit, and that's fine. And we'll do this every year, and I'm super happy to do it. I will say my wife and I had a great idea to do one. And unfortunately, it was just too late because we needed to have video editing to do it. And I was like,
don't ruin it though, because maybe you can do it next year.
I won't.
Okay,
I'm not
cool.
telling you what it is. I have
Okay.
a different one that I'm going to do that's much more straightforward.
Okay, cool. Oh, keep those good ideas, Doug. Don't share them.
Oh, I don't share them. I don't want anybody stealing my ideas. I have a different idea.
Same here. I'm trying to protect. Right. Yep. So JHG is pumping his father's Overcome Adversity Fund.
Mm-hmm.
All good stuff.
Oh yeah, Danielle says Autism Science Foundation. There we go.
Solid. Great stuff. I mean, all great organizations that could use some support, that we want to amplify that in a, like, again, just a fun, silly way. Like, it's 40 yards, y'all. We can do 40 yards and raise some money for some folks. Let's do it.
Right. Casey's trying to steal your idea, Doug. So, right. Like, the good idea is I can steal it.
Trying to push you to even better ideas.
All right. And I can work on Daniel's. I'll probably start working on that right after I clicked here and stream. But anybody else have any final thoughts for Sunday? Sunday at 10 a.m.
Eastern.
You can still get last year's 40 for 40 merch on Cafe Press, and all proceeds go to the charities. We did not update the year. It was September 10th, 2022. It's going to be September 10th this year. Again, because that was my mom's birthday, who unfortunately she passed away in 2007. So it's another fun way for me to do something for my mom. But yeah, Cafe Press. Look for the 40 for 40 race for the. And yeah, it's not grammatically correct. The is whatever you need it to be.
TBD.
Exactly.
It's like almost like a meter.
But it's not
but close.
There's an app for the phone that you can get that'll convert that for you.
But it's
Casey.
not just Canada; it's the rest of the world. We have to
Yeah.
be.
We're the only nincompoops.
We have
who
to
use
be.
VR.
Yeah.
Sort of, but there's like this really. I've been listening to this British podcast, and they talk about everything in like yards and feet. It's really like it's messing me up.
So
Last words,
36
y'all?
for 40, 40 for 36.576 meters, or 40 for 40 yards. We're here for it.
If we do the 36, Lauren, can you do 36.5 for 36?
I could do a 36
I don't know if you're doing it.
0.576 meters for, or I could do a 36.576 for 36.576 meters, but I would not be running because I am sad and I played sports and I have like arthritis in my knees because I've had knee surgery. So I will propel myself forward in some way, but technically I can only do it in.
But do you qualify for 36.5? That's my question.
I qualify.
Are you 36.5?
I am beyond. I qualify for
because you're
meters.
not 40. I know you're not 40.
I'm not 40.
So, but are you 36.5?
I can qualify for meters.
Okay. All right.
And I
So
just
we
have to
might
like
have to
live
think
outside
about
the US.
If we take this international, we
If
might
it's actively international, then
That would-
adjustments can be made.
that would be interesting. Okay.
I would like to point out that my knees are basically powder at this point, and I'm still running.
I've been suggested not to because of my young age and the detriment of having knee replacement surgery too early.
Oh, shit. All right, I don't have knee replacement surgery as a threat, so I'm good.
Yeah, like don't do that until you need to.
Lauren's gonna handstand her way.
Yeah, I was like, I'll just like I don't know how to do a worm. Can I
That
worm?
would be
Someone
first.
teach me.
Can we have someone do like a jazzy 40-yard?
There are
Jazzy?
breakdancing.
jazz?
There are breakdancing tutorials on YouTube. It's how my kids learned how to Dougie about 10 years ago. So,
Okay.
you know, like
Doug, speaking of Doug, did you have something to share? There's something down there. Did you? There's
It's the Hoppenheimer.
Oh,
So it is the
coming back around.
Hoppenheimer West Coast IPA.
Oh, it does exist.
they
Also,
do
this thing is all like plutonium 239, black matter, like
Oh,
Yeah, they're this is their whole deal.
Wait, who is this?
Half-Life. This is
Half-Life.
This is
Baller.
Manhattan Project beer.
It's for
And
real.
they're not out of Manhattan. They're out of like Texas.
That's
Okay.
okay because the Manhattan Project happened in like New Mexico. So
Also
you know.
fair.
That's
Yeah.
fair. That's fair.
This is very real. It's fine. We're
Yeah.
staying on brand.
Mm-hmm.
that's right.
Right. I was,
Dame,
See, we just know where we're at and you know what to expect.
all right, y'all. So I'll
it's
see
called the
you in.
Death Goodbye. Anyway,
I'll see y'all in 72.
Oh my God, that's so soon.
That's true. Let's wrap up before Zach gets back.
let's wrap up before the race starts.
That's also valid.
And as Zach would say, how dare you?
Yeah.
So, so all right, y'all. 72, right? I'll see y'all in 72. I think I'm gonna show up. I'm gonna show up in this thing.
Are you gonna shit all over a car? Because if you are, I'm here for it.
That's
think-
less fun.
Greg,
When
I
you
think that would
gotta
be
go,
a
you
great,
gotta
that would be a
go,
great Halloween costume.
Doug, you say it's
That's
so
also
negatively.
coming up.
If you're gonna shit on a cop car, dude, man, I will high five you forever from a distance because that is.
But Doug, if you
It's true.
gotta go, you gotta
Promise or
go.
regret. It's very real.
I feel like that car is so tricked out though, Doug, like you were talking about earlier, like the interior, like I feel like it's probably just a driver's seat and the rest of it is you could probably hose out.
That makes me think
Maybe.
of something else, but we don't have to go down this way.
All
I
right,
recently
y'all.
saw something
Are
where
you-
there's a Mercedes that has like gentrified hydraulics.
Well,
All
how
right,
do you
whoa,
gentrify
whoa, whoa, whoa,
hydraulics?
yeah,
Like,
how do you do
hipsters
that?
move
How do
into
you-
it
It's
and they
a-
like open a
it's like-
coffee shop.
Okay,
Like,
so there's a Mercedes like crossover, I don't know, vehicle, but it like bounces in order to like not get stuck in mud or whatever, but like it's like hydraulics, but like Mercedes. And
But
I was
it,
like, this looks ridiculous.
can you hit 3-wheel motion though and bounce? That's what I want
Ooh,
to know.
I'm unsure. It does a real low key.
Is it on
bounce.
20s? Does it?
Have
a
I feel like that's a
subwoofer in the
personal
trunk?
choice.
It's
I
gotta
think
be
that's customizable.
Okay,
Gotta be riding on dubs. As the kids say.
that's right. You gotta
Like
have
your
spinners.
knees, like your knees, right, Doug?
Does it have
Dude,
spinners?
my knees are not riding on dubs. My knees
There's
are riding
zero
on chalk,
suspension.
like just chalk.
That's okay. My ankle is mostly duct tape. That's
Y'all are
These are the bonus hashtags for 40 for 40, by the way.
that's right.
wow. The hydrolysis.
Oh my god.
And they all have a podcast.
All right, y'all. I'll see you in. Oh, is it? It's 48 actually. It's not 72.
48. man.
No, it's not
It's
even 48. It's
48
less.
No.
plus 12.
48 would
36?
be 8 p.m. Sunday.
Is it
36?
36?
36.
35. We've got like 35
Some
hours.
I
Shit.
was
Some
told
shit.
there would be
Not
no
enough
math.
time. Not enough
All right.
See
time.
y'all really soon.
36.
See y'all
All
sooner
right.
than you want. I'll tell you that.
Maybe.
All right, y'all.
Maybe.
Have a
All right.
great weekend. We'll see you Sunday morning with mimosas and tequila sunrises and something else.
Some
right?
water.
Hydrate.
Water, Doug?
Hydrate. Stretch.
No, Doug. You
40
gotta have
for
a
40,
buzz for
y'all.
this.
I'll have a drink afterwards, but I'm not gonna do it. during.
Celebratory.
Oh, I'm having drinks before because, like Roberto said, I don't have to, but I will be consuming my Cleveland Browns. So you have to drink for that.
Yeah,
No-
absolutely.
All
You
kinds
gotta-
of preparation.
You got to have your spatchcoopita or whatever you're going to have, and
Right.
at least one drink.
Right. Let's make sure that oh no. Athletic beers, Doug.
Also valid choice.
I have them. So yes.
Check.
Casey, we gotta have a talk, bro.
Yeah, we'll talk to him after this. So
Time has no meaning for
You
KC.
don't have time zones and forget it. See
they have
y'all.
a lot. They have a lot of them.
It's the same time in Canada from east to west.
Tell him
it's-
that.
It's
Tell him that.
it's Yorg o'clock, and then it's Moose 30. It's like that's just how Canada works. It's like
In 2 minutes, you'll be able to tell him that. See y'all.
See y'all.
Have a great weekend. We'll see y'all again
Cheers.
Sunday morning.
today.
Join us. Same stream. Same way you get here is the same way you'll see.
Just
that, y'all.
early.
We make it so convenient for you. So cheers, y'all. Yeah. 4 and 36. We'll see you.
Cheers.
good job, gnomes.